The Rolling Stones. It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington. Throwing that out today because we were alerted this was our old buddy G-Vac's birthday today. Never to be forgotten. G-Vac, like myself, Mick Taylor era of the Stones.
That's what I was wondering, because I know you guys connected on a very specific era.
We connected on a specific era and then disagreed on top fives. I remember he did a top 5 Stones, and I think it took him 3 months. And he was very disappointed with his picks. He felt like I make totally different picks tomorrow. He took it very, very serious. G-Vac is, we lost him a couple years ago, but he was the guy that I met right after 9/11, when a lot of people in the city were pulling close together, and there's only kind of 2 different ways that people handled that. One was to become somewhat militant and, suspicious of the world, and the other way to go was just to open your heart and try to be as kind as possible, and that's the way G-Vac went with it.
Yeah, you guys made so many friends around that time, and New York City certainly had that feeling of everyone kind of wanted community and connection. I know I met so many people during that time, and live music for some reason was like a big part of my life, and for other people it was comedy or getting out and being with friends. And
making friends was oddly easy because everybody had just went through this thing together, so everybody had this common peace, you know what I mean? Even if it was fear or depression or whatever, you could bond very, very easily at that time.
And then that's so rare for adults, too, to take time for that moment. Like, try to think of the last time you really, opened up to be like, I'm going to make some new friends. It's not easy when you're an adult.
Well, I think for me, American Idol went off the air. It was the same kind of shock. I like to say that was pop music's 9/11.
Did you say that?
I just said it now because I was trying to bond with you for a second, and then you just put a mirror up to my face to show me what a liar I am. But anyway, and a lot of people always think about him all the time. It is Thursday, February 2nd. Groundhog saw his shadow today, and that means we have 6 more weeks of crazy Donald Trump talk. I just want to play a thing before we get into the show today. Some of the Donald Trump stuff is aggravating or crazy or fearful, and some of it is just wacky great. This is him. He was at the big prayer meeting, the National Prayer Breakfast, when all the clergy get together. And the guy who brought him up on stage was Mark Burnett, who was his producer for The Apprentice, and he's also the producer of Survivor and a lot of other dumb shows. And for some reason, Trump got really locked into that. And just listen to what he said to the clergy that had gathered.
We had tremendous success on The Apprentice, and when I ran for president, I had to leave the show. That's when I knew for sure I was doing it. And they hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster. And Mark will never, ever bet against Trump again. And I want to just pray for Arnold if we can for those ratings, okay?
Is that the craziest thing ever?
He's really nuts, but you know what? He gets an idea and he obsesses and he sticks with it. So therefore, if you share the same ideas as him, this must be great because he is very obsessive.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. We're always told that this is the flyover revenge against New York City and Hollywood. This is the middle of the country. And the person that they pick, that's about the most New York Hollywood thing that you could possibly do. Bring up fucking ratings. As if that's a measurement of anything. So when they finally get their big hero, He's the New York guy.
Yeah.
To a fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Or when people say, can celebrities stop talking about politics, stop bringing it up in your award speeches and tweeting about it. Our president is a celebrity.
Yeah.
We're going to hear from a celebrity about politics forever now. Like, that's just going to be that is the new normal.
But you remember the last Republican that they were really in love with was an actor. It was the same deal. He was an actor, and he said, I don't know how you could be president and not be a good actor. And first of all, we said, dude, you were an actor. No one ever called you a good actor. I wonder if we're going to get Donald Trump junior high schools and stuff like that. Like, actually putting the Trump name on things that he's not getting paid for. He might end up suing if there's a Donald Trump bridge and he's not getting a piece of that.
Right.
Because he likes to be paid when he puts his name out there because it'll do tremendous. We already know that. It's going to do tremendous, the bridge. It's one of the finest bridges ever.
Just give him a piece of the tolls.
Tolls are a thing of the past, my friend.
Easy Pass?
Yeah, I guess Easy Pass. I guess you'd get a little piece of Easy Pass.
Direct deposit of some Easy Pass.
It just goes right into his Venmo account every time he uses the bridge.
Chris is obsessed on this Johnny Depp, $30K a month on wine. Yeah. But that's nowhere near his biggest expenses. Like that thing that he spent $18 million on a yacht. Like, how often are you taking that boat out that you need that yacht? You know what I mean? Like, just rent it. Because it's going to happen twice a year at most that you want to be out riding around on a boat.
What would be the point unless you live on the sea?
Yeah,
if you're a man of the sea, please, by all means, spend that kind of money.
You know who lives on the sea? Poor people. Those fucking dudes down in Key West that have to take a shit with their ass off the end of the boat. They don't have a turlet on there.
You got caught up with the movie. You wanted to be on the fucking sea at all times.
Well, what else was he spending crazy cash?
He also has 14 homes. 14 actual houses.
All right. Why? Again. You know how nice a hotel suite is? It's fucking great. By the way, he can spend money like this and he can even go bankrupt. It won't matter. He's still going to keep starring in movies. He's always going to be wealthy.
He has 70 guitars.
That's fine. I don't mind that one. That one doesn't bother me at all. He's collecting guitars. You collect guitars, not 14 homes.
Being a home collector?
Well, first of all, let's suppose you had 14 homes.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't stay in any of them for more than 2-3 fucking weeks and still be able to hit all the other homes at the same level, you know? You don't need this. Go to the fucking Four Seasons and enjoy yourself.
Want to hear where the homes are? He has multiple houses in Hollywood alone, and then a couple of penthouses in L.A.
Wait, why do you need multiple houses in the same city?
I don't know.
Because he drives past something, it looks great to him, and he goes and gets it. He doesn't fucking think.
That's not how flipping works.
No, he doesn't flip. He's the person that gets flipped too, and then he's stuck with it.
Maybe he's Airbnb-ing. He's going to have to.
First of all, you just said Bing.
Did you just say Bing?
Bing. Airbnb.
And he also has 45 luxury vehicles, is how it's described.
That's a little too much, but you can get by. Those things are collectible things. You know what I mean? If you get into cars and guitars, I get that. You like pretty things. Now, I'm even going to let you go with the wine. I don't give a fuck. I mean, that's manageable. That's less than $500,000 a year. You know, and he's getting giant money. But the houses are fucking crushing him. The houses are killing him.
Well,
the yacht, the stupid yacht. Do you know how much wine you could get for that fucking yacht?
The thing that's really bothering me about 14 homes is thinking, like, how many toothbrushes do you own? How many,
14.
How many, sets of clothing?
Right.
Like your shampoo bill alone.
Yeah, you gotta have those things in every home, or what's the point? You know what I mean? There has to be a robe in every home. Right. Now, here's the one thing, too. They're running that up. The one expense that isn't public is his fucking Coke bill. So, if you're spending fucking 30 G's on wine, the fucking amount of cocaine you're buying is crazy.
I mean, he has to be buying weight. He can't be buying 8 balls and shit. I mean, he has to have a fucking guy.
No, man, it's like fucking True Romance. He's sitting there in front of the fucking dailies. I swear to God, people are stealing from me.
He just has an armoire full of cocaine in every home.
Well, that makes me feel good.
This is Pirates 5.
Yeah, that's why he keeps doing those stupid movies, and he's in Tonto. He's fucking dressed up like Tonto.
My wine bill's killing me.
You know what? Fucking switch to whiskey.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't, it's gonna get you drunker faster. That's where you want to be right now.
Just buy Jim Beam. You know how much Jim Beam you get for 30 grand?
Also, I mean, I could be wrong, but
Jim Beam
I
is
just
a bum.
No, it's not. It's clearly not just quantity. Like he's buying expensive wine.
$30,000 worth of box wine is what this fucking guy's spending his cash on.
But I'm just worried about his sugar intake. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, that's fruit juice he's drinking.
He's got diabetes. Come on. There's no way.
You're going too far with this now, Chris. You're calling him a diabetic. The fucking fact is, he just he thinks because he makes crazy money that he can just spend it like it's crazy. You know what I mean? But he can't.
And now he's like, apparently he's like 40 million down. Like he's saying his management company stole money from him and he's suing them.
Your fucking shadow self stole money from you. Sue yourself.
You're losing track of your money, Wino.
Yeah, first of all,
forever.
When you're fucking spending 30 G's a month, people should rip you off because you're so fucked up. You don't even know what you're doing. I had to come over there and just start fucking putting your guitars in my car and driving away.
There's also additional factors to this, like how often does he have to go for dental cleanings to get that purple off his teeth?
I doubt those are even his real teeth.
All right.
You know, I don't say statements like that. I never said that he doesn't have real teeth.
He is a toothless diabetic, Johnny Depp.
Why are you attacking him?
Jeez.
Why can't we discuss him without being in judgment?
I'm not judging him. I mean, if I had his money, I'd be spending kind of
First of all, if you had his money, you'd be $40 million in debt. You got $40 million more than him right now.
That feels good.
You can look down and see Johnny Depp all fucked up below you.
If you were suddenly that level rich, if you were just like filthy rich overnight.
I'd be just like him. There would be zero difference between me and Johnny Depp.
What would be your like ridiculous, this is what you spend on wine? Like what would be your indulgent thing that you would be like,
The thing that I would want that is ridiculously indulgent but is the private plane. That you're just fucking flying private. I get that. And I get when people are like your accountant yelling at you and you're like, I gotta have it. I can't fucking get on that plane with the strap hangers. I can't live like an animal.
Do you understand what gas is costing us?
It's worth it for what I'm doing. I'm flying from 114 of my houses to the other 14 of my houses. They're all in LA. So these are short flights.
Get a helicopter. That'd be great.
I think having a personal chef would be amazing, but it's not because I don't like to cook, because I actually really do.
Yeah, but you could probably get that for like probably $1,000 a week.
You think so?
Yeah, the guy to work for you.
Yeah, but don't some people have like in-house? Like didn't Prince have like an in-house?
You want someone to make your lunch for you? That's just come around at night. I can make breakfast and lunch for myself, dude. I don't need you sleeping here.
I'm saying I need a chef quarters.
Well, this is
on premises.
This is the other thing. Chris only brings up the 30 G's for wine. $300,000 a month is for security. $300,000. Because some fucking idiot just fucking is reading Variety and is like, I'm going to call Johnny Depp and tell him I'm going to kill him.
And also, like, he can only be in one of those houses at any given time.
Yeah,
he's got 13 unprotected homes at any given moment.
That wouldn't bother me. Go ahead and stick in there.
Use my shampoo.
Yeah, shit on the floor. I won't be there probably ever. Well, didn't, like the Shah used to have houses or one of those, Middle East guys, and that they would cook a full meal in every one of the mansions every night because they didn't want anybody to know, oh, there's no one in that house, so that won't be the assassination house. So you had to think of like 35 different places to fucking kill him at. And they would all make food that night like they were the place that he was eating dinner.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, but that's easy because you're spending the taxpayers' money. So you're like, I don't give a fuck what I spend this on.
Who cares?
So yours would be personal chef. Chris?
I would probably get like a tiger or something. I would actually get some fucking animals.
It's a great way to go broke there's everyone that goes broke has white tigers. Every fucking one of them.
But just imagine having that in your backyard.
Oh,
I don't want to.
I could go to a fucking zoo, see one, and that's the end of it. I don't want to see it in my... First of all, I want to be able to go in my backyard. I mean, not be worried about being mauled.
Oh, beautiful backyard. Yeah, don't go out there. The tigers. That's Tigerland.
I wouldn't mind having a dolphin in my pool. Like have a saltwater pool with a dolphin in there. But still be like a small backyard pool. Oh, no. And I would just...
The most depressed dolphin ever.
You just come up.
What's wrong, pal?
Oh, I know what's wrong. I didn't feed you for 5 weeks. All right. I'm going to throw some fish sticks in here.
I'll have my personal chef whip some up for him.
Jen, what would you be spending your crazy money on?
Well, I love purses, so it would be a Hermes bag, which is like, it's like super expensive, like $3,000 for like the smallest purse.
But why would you want a purse that is more expensive than the money that you're putting in it? That's what I can never understand about the purses.
You're just like, my purse. Pleasure. It doesn't even matter. Now those are like the kind of tote bag ones. It's like every celebrity
wear them. Yeah.
But here's the thing. You know that no man is impressed with your purse. He doesn't know what your purse costs or what it's worth. You're not impressing the opposite sex with that purse.
Yeah, I know
You're just making other women feel bad that they don't have that purse.
And the thing that I think is so amazing about these bags is like they just look like a bag.
So nice.
But they look like a bag. You know what I mean? Like it's not a smart bag. It's just like still just leather with two straps that you got to hold over your shoulder. It doesn't hover next to you.
Yeah,
or something.
That's true. That'd be nice if it floated along. Like she got a floating purse. It's fucking great. Then I'd be like, oh, who's that chick with the floating purse?
Oh, it's so good for my back.
I don't know who's got the nice person who doesn't. That's the thing.
That's true.
And I think that's true of every man.
Yeah. Like you would never be able to guess. Like if you saw...
Wouldn't even notice.
Like 3 purses, you would not be able to say which one was $5, which one was $100, which one was $3,000.
That would be a really fucking fun game show, is that men have to look at women's items and guess what they cost. And by the way... No gay contestants. We will not accept gay contestants.
But it's like if a guy wears a really nice watch, like I'd be like, oh, that's a Movado.
Absolutely, you would. That's true. I have zero doubts about that.
He's doing well.
Yeah. But there's no way that men recognize that. Like I could tell you right now, you could show me a diamond and the fucking fake diamond, and I'd be stumped.
Oh, yeah. For the most part, somebody has to tell you and assess whether or not it's real. I don't have an eye. That's why most jewelry, what you really should be going is personal taste, unless you are a diamond expert, and there's a reason that you value it differently.
I mean, first of all, I don't think that anyone with personal taste thinks that a diamond is a good thing. It's a dumb thing. A diamond was around when it was the shiniest thing on the planet.
Yes.
And now you have a fucking iPhone. So why do you need a diamond? A diamond is stupid.
And for some reason, hardness. Like, for some reason, that's mostly what it's about. It's just like, it's an indestructible stone. So
I guarantee you I can break one with a fucking hammer in 5 minutes. Give me the fucking...
Let's get some diamonds.
Yeah. Give me a fucking sledgehammer and a diamond, and I'll crush that fucking thing.
I always thought emeralds or rubies should be more expensive than diamonds. At least they have color in them. Like a diamond is fucking shitty and plain.
Yeah, but it's based on more like
it's not rare. Plain. It's this glowing rock.
I'd rather have a giant ruby. All right,
okay, get it, Chris. I am not stopping you from a giant ruby.
Thank you.
But like what? Like not as a piece of jewelry, just like something to look at. Like this is my giant ruby.
That'd be awesome.
The only diamond I want is a blood diamond. Because I know someone died getting it for me, and that makes it all special.
It's a bunch of severed hands all
But
around
even like there's a flaw in that. You're like, I don't know if there's a flaw in that or not. I'm not sitting around with one of those stupid little fucking telescopes. Those tiny telescopes for the eye. You know what impresses me about this show? We get big stars calling us. Look what it is, Mr. Kurt Metzger and Mr. Barry Crimmins. Boys!
Yeah!
Hey, Ron. Hey, Gail. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you didn't get another crash, did you? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm here with the late Barry Crimmins driving, and he says he refuses to talk to any show that will speak to him. Oh, you saying it to me? Oh,
yes.
Okay. We're on our way to Montreal to the Comedy Works because we got a show at 8. Yeah, clear. He's yelling at me while he drives. Yeah, we're driving up to Montreal right now. We're there at 8:30 tonight. What were you just talking about, blood diamonds? I said the same exact thing, Ronnie. That's the most special diamond there is.
It's a beautiful diamond that a child died for.
They give it in the original dried child's hand.
That would be fantastic.
Each diamond comes with one severed hand.
Oh, God, I would love to have that.
It adds so much value to it. The blood's what adds. The diamonds are worthless.
Right.
Everyone knows that. They're not worth anything. The blood's the only thing that makes it worth something.
The blood of a child, I would just be staring at it on that diamond all the time.
Yeah. I got it from my ex. I got her a severed hand. I said, "There, you happy now?
Now.
You selfish pig."
Is this everything you wanted? Kurt,
everything. Now you can show your girlfriends a child died.
Kurt, you guys don't feel cursed driving around? You don't feel like another accident?
It's just me and him driving this time. We don't have our same Canadian driver as we did last time.
Ah, okay. Smart.
Yeah. Driving as if there's a social safety system in place for him. This was reckless abandon, not getting the insurance on the car.
That I don't understand at all. I get the insurance every time.
You've got to.
It isn't that much money.
Yeah,
you're totally insured.
Money,
yeah.
People in Canada just think it's going to be fine no matter what happens.
They're happy-go-lucky. They're happy-go-lucky, those Canadians. So
I'm sick of it. I tell them I'm sick of it, and they say, "Pardon?"
Yeah. Now, when you're on a long road trip like this with Barry, is he telling you the entire history of the Socialist Party, or where does he go with this?
He really is an old commie. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll be surprisingly reasonable about it. I mean, I really try to nail him down on it. But he studied under Howard Zinn or some kind of Matt Damon, some kind of hero of Matt Damon's. I'm surprised there's no Matt Damon right now.
Well, all right. So tonight, Comedy Works Montreal. Go see this. Two of the funniest people. Yeah.
Yeah, You're Making It Worse is my new hour, so I'm doing that. And Barry's introducing me and doing his new stuff. And then we're going to be at Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs on Friday night.
Fantastic, boys.
Thanks, man.
Right.
Thanks, Ronnie. Bye, Gail.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. Kurt Metzger, Barry Crimmins. Love them.
I love that they're best buds.
I know. I love that, too.
They're like two best, they need a buddy movie together.
Yeah. Why can't I have a buddy?
Isn't Chris your buddy?
Right? No?
I'm stuck with millennials all day.
you
know?
too.
I want to hear about the teachings of Howard Zinn. That's what I want to do. I want to sit next and then go, then what did Howard Zinn say about the capitalist fucking pigs? Something bad?
Instead, you just have this child army you've created.
Where's my AK?
Pat in FLA.
Hey there, Ronnie B. I got a Fez Watley sighting for you.
What's that?
I ran into Fez in a grocery store earlier in the week, and I just wanted to let all the fans know that he is looking great, sounding great. I mean, he looks like he's, still a rock star.
All right, man. That's good to hear. And I'm sure he'll be happy that you're bringing up that you stalked him in a supermarket. That's the kind of stuff that he likes. He does seem to be doing good.
He does, yeah. It's good to hear, although I agree he's probably not enjoying that someone's reporting on him.
Yeah, at least he didn't take a picture of him as he was running into the woods, looking over his shoulder.
Is that Watley?
I think it's a Watley suit.
You know something, Chris? Sometimes you go too far. They don't sell Watley suits for people to put on. So, looking great, feeling great, despite what you must have heard from Mr. Gary Goldman the last time he was in here.
Just running him down.
I don't know why Gary said that.
He's a worrier.
He is.
Yeah.
And he's, a little bit glasses half empty
So
at
I had
times.
to go like this. No, Gary, he's not dying. He's doing good and he's mending. You're dying, Gary. That's who's dying.
I said good day, sir.
I said good day.
Get out.
I might run up to Montreal tonight.
Road trip?
Yeah. Oh, I got some good news, too, about Veto. Veto, and no one's really talking about this, but I'm going to just drop it out there. Veto just got hired for to be the new Brawny spokesman.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
What are you doing in that shirt?
I don't know. I got sick of wearing sweaters every day, so I was like, let me throw a flannel in there to mix it up.
Seriously. You look like they're doing Brawny the musical.
I got to work and I turned to Jen and I was like, I really wish I just wore a fucking sweater today.
Why?
Why? It looks good. It suits you.
It's so restrictive. Like, sweaters are really movable.
Why do you bother
flexible.
Jen with this, though?
Because she's my ride or die.
This isn't fucking.
When did that change?
It used to be you?
It was.
He doesn't like you very much.
I know. I mean, we used to be close. We bonded a lot in Montreal. Then I brought Jen on as my ride or die.
Right.
And then he took her from me.
Well, he's doing his nose show, Veto Meets Girls.
He is good with women, though. Like, women do like him.
Well, you mean other than sexually?
Oh, no, I don't mean sexually at all. I'm talking about, he is one of those dudes who has lady friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, women like to hang out with him. He's easy, right, Jen? He's easy to talk to for women.
Because he's like a bull eunuch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
fucking perfect.
Despite the fact that people get them mixed up,
with you?
is polar
You can't
opposite.
even laugh anymore? So how are you going on a date Saturday night?
Because I'm able to pick women up on Tinder, thank God.
That's your strong suit.
You told me not to bring this up on the air, but I'll just drop a hint.
Okay.
Chris is dating someone who has also dated a nationally known comedian.
Oh, boy.
A nationally known comedian. And Chris was ecstatic when he heard this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you have not met this person yet.
No.
So she dropped this before meeting.
You guys
Like,
had a talk?
Texting.
Oh, smart.
Text. A lot of texting.
Interesting.
And then we're going to see each other Saturday night.
A nationally known headlining comedian.
Wow. That's really exciting.
Yeah. I like the thought of it, you know?
I like that it
creepy.
doesn't. Well, yeah, I was just going to say I'm interested in the fact that it doesn't turn you off, but
No.
it sounds like it turns you on. You're feeling it.
Maybe a little bit.
It's really weird.
And he said to me, guess who my Eskimo twin is going to be?
Oh,
And I go,
no, that's-
I can't guess.
I can't and I won't. Can I see her?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we saw her the other day. She looks like she's the stew. Remember with the stew?
No, I don't remember.
Stewardess?
Oh,
Cat
really?
makeup. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I remember who she is.
Hey, you can win the bonsai ball on the Super Bowl. Every year we give it out. This year it's a surprise. We'll announce it tomorrow with a picture and all. But all you got to do is while you're watching the Super Bowl, the first time there's a pick. And by the way, with these two quarterbacks, there may not be a pick.
I know. This is I'm worried. I'll say that.
Why would you worry? Why not just let whatever happens, happens? Why do people feel like they have to control things with their minds?
Don't know.
Why worry?
The prize will not be destroyed if there is
good.
no
All right.
interception. So that's how you win
You
it.
got to
The
win.
first-
You do hashtag bonsai at Bennington Show to win this prize.
It's BANZAI. Bonsai.
Whatever. I'm not. I'm not a fucking. What is that? Like spelling? What is it? Spelling bee?
You're saying that's a YP, not an MP.
Yeah. I remember I did a spelling bee. I think I was like in 4th or 5th grade, and the word was soul, and I just go SOUL, and the whole room gasped. The auditorium gasped because there's 2 ways to spell soul, and I didn't ask about the thing.
No.
I still got it right.
Yeah, I would say you're.
Not only that, I didn't understand why they gasped. And then I go, why are they fucking? And they're like, soul. Like sole of your shoe. And I'm like, who fucking says sole of your shoe? I never used that term.
Yeah, which soul comes to mind first?
Yeah. But that's how they get you. Oh, they fucking get you.
Here's what I say. If you ask the question, then you have to answer it based on that. But if you don't ask, I think it's up to your own interpretation. If you're just hearing someone say soul.
No, you have to say then, could you please use it in a definition or use it in a sentence? And I did none of the above.
The sentence is, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Yeah. And then the next one I got out on because I was off getting a Coke. I had wandered off the stage, was hanging around with some friends, and then went for refreshments. I guess nowadays they call it ADD. Back then they used to just call it a troublemaker.
Oh my God, undiagnosed.
Yeah.
And by the way, everything I have is undiagnosed.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
My heart condition is undiagnosed, and I don't want to find out the truth. I don't want to find out there's a spot somewhere. That's for fucking losers. Just let it come as a big fucking surprise. The way God wanted it.
It's more fun that way.
All right. I don't know who sent this in. Probably Veto. But a big celebrity nip slip. And despite the fact that we have endless amounts of porn on the internet, people prefer a clothing malfunction, a little nip slip more than anything else.
That goes to show you so much of that has more to do with something being taboo than it having to be.
Everything is about taboo.
So it's like an upskirt or like getting out of the car. What do they call that?
Yeah.
It's an upskirt, I guess.
Yeah, it's an upskirt.
Lip slip.
But look at Chris. He's excited because he's going to be an Eskimo twin more than he's going on a date.
Right. You're like, oh, forbidden fruit or something. That's more exciting.
A
to
rotten
you.
peach, if you will. All right, where's the nip slip? Are we going to see it, or is it on the eye bang?
Yeah, it's on the eye bang, yes. There, the left breast just popped out right there.
Oh, it's out.
Why wouldn't that happen all the time? How could that little suit keep anything in?
Yeah, the right one should be flopping out too.
Yeah, I mean,
What, is she dressed as a mermaid?
Normally what you have there is fashion tape.
Yeah.
So that is a double-sided tape that would be holding that down.
I would never put on fashion tape. I would be freaking out the whole time I had it on. I'd be afraid my nipple would come off. I'm like, I'll just wear a lumberjack shirt like fucking Vito.
You can't do this dance number in a lumberjack shirt. Well, I refuse to wear fashion tape.
If you do frame-by-frame research in the video like I did, you'll notice a backup dancer bumps into her and I think bumps the titty out.
Oh, she's fired.
In hockey, that's called a check. I'm watching. I don't see anyone bumping into
There's
her.
no backup dancer.
It's very slight.
There's no dancer. There's no human being when her titty pops out.
Yeah, from where we see, I don't see any dancer.
Because she's not around anyone, and the breast is still in there on the left. It's still in there.
Suddenly, this is a brooder. This is a brooder tape of tits.
If you go to 14 seconds in, you'll notice.
She's amazing. Everyone knows that she hasn't sang a fucking song in 15 years. She's crazy as the day is long. She's not even allowed to have money because she'll take it and fucking get into an Uber and drive into the desert. You know, no one knows what she'll do at any time. And yet, out of that entire era, she's still the biggest star.
Still, yeah.
Who were the other girl stars that people act like could beat her?
Christina Aguilera.
Couldn't touch her.
Yeah.
10 times better voice. Couldn't touch her.
Would you put Mariah Carey in the same time
I feel
period?
Like Mariah Carey came before her.
Yeah, Jessica Simpson.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Jessica Simpson, who's now in the pantsuit business and doing very well for herself. Seriously, she sells cheap clothes out of the back of her truck or something. I don't know. She's on her way to being a billionaire.
She's just peddling pants.
No. The ped was her dad. She was just a regular person. But yeah, she's really big in women's cheap clothing, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that's like it's a big market. It's like all you have to do is slap a name on it. I think you make a couple executive decisions. No, I think we're going to go like
working hard for that money. I don't know what she's doing. She might be out there busting her ass.
I don't know. It's possible. I just know there's a lot of celebrities who put their name on something. They're like, they show up with like a couple cents for them to test or like.
But this one is an empire.
Really?
An empire, yeah.
It's a Jessica Simpson collection. It's fucking huge.
Why would you say like that would prove anything? Just using her name back.
Yeah, I get it now.
That's not like an example of something.
There's so many things you guys connect on that I can't relate. I mean, you guys know Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, we do.
Chris just like runs to your aid. He was making good points on his own.
All right, these are people who are sending in stuff who they think Chris has dated their previous date.
Oh my God.
Okay.
A Jim Norton, a Dane Cook, and a Ralphie May.
Come on. Those are all three guesses, huh?
Yes, those are all three guesses. And I'm not saying any of them are actual facts. What is wrong with him?
He's just a peculiar young man.
Not that young.
Oh, that makes it really peculiar.
Chris Gethard's career suicide show going to HBO. Is he doing it live?
I'm not sure.
That's it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Who writes this shit?
It will be taped. Not live.
You weren't sure, though. Now all of a sudden you've made up your mind.
I did a little bit
you
of
would
research.
you went and read it?
I read.
There's a supercut of all the great cinematography, all the great Oscar winners of all time.
This is starting from the very first award for Best Cinematographer all the way through the years.
The
and
great
it's just
train
like
robbery, the only one up that year.
Journey to the Moon.
Why are you playing it, Chris? We're on the fucking radio.
But yeah, it's
up on the iBang.
Actually, yeah, check it out. It's on the iBang. But it's great because a lot of these films are the ones that you're like, oh, that was really pretty, but you'll never watch again. I mean, some of them are like classic films that, of course,
I like to watch beautiful films, though. I mean, right away, I thought of The Natural, which is a baseball movie, but it's just fucking gorgeous to look at. A river runs through it.
That's a really beautiful movie.
Is a gorgeous film. What was the Kubrick movie in the 70s where he was the first person to shoot with like natural candlelight? Oh, it was Barry Lyndon. Gorgeous movie to look at.
I think it was like my favorite would probably be 2001 because when I watched it as a kid, I was really young and I remember just feeling like in awe of everything that was happening and understanding 0% of it and not caring. Just like watching a painting.
That's an acid trip. What you just described as an acid trip.
And like stayed with me in my dreams and my visuals for like a week where I just was like thinking about it, just daydreaming about the way it looked.
Here's something to think about. It's 16 years past when that futuristic movie was supposed to take place. Beautiful movie for you, Chris.
I thought Blade Runner had awesome cinematography.
Well, that was, haunting. I mean, okay, haunting. But if you go back and watch it now, the CGI stuff looks a little candy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I wish I had better CGI. I was just watching the one that Cameron did when they were underwater, The Abyss, right? And I'm like, oh. I remember being kind of blown away by this. And,
it doesn't hold up.
Oh, really?
Well, it just looks like a cartoon has appeared. You know what I mean? Like when you're seeing the alien stuff and all. I mean, we've just gone past that. So CGI is, and I agree with you. And I remember seeing Blade Runner in the movies and just being like, fuck, you know. But you know, the CGI will move on. Nature is always going to be nature. Yeah. So if you see Lawrence of Arabia. If you see it on a big screen, it's going to still be as mind-blowing as it was in 1962 because nature's mind-blowing. Yeah,
and that mostly what a cinematographer was doing was like pairing shots with lighting.
Yes,
like,
it's like being a great photographer.
But then like Avatar eventually will look like, that looks nuts.
Yeah, exactly right. Just like Star Wars looks like a bunch of fucking puppets fucking around and shit, you know? At the time, we were like, motherfucker! We were losing our minds. All right, Jen, what about for you?
I would say either the Titanic, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like seeing like the town and stuff. I really like those visuals.
But do you ever notice now if you go back and watch Titanic, any above shots where like looking down on the people and stuff, it looks cheese.
Yeah. It did get dated. Those
very, very quickly because, you know, computers changed so fast.
But when you saw it, you're like, how did they pull that off?
Yeah, that's a real Titanic. I yelled out in the theater. I go, I'm pretty sure this is the real Titanic. And we're watching it.
Dear God, it's a real Titanic.
A lot of people tell me I yell out in movies too much, but I think I do it just enough. I get some pretty good laughs in there.
Well, that was you who dove on the floor when the train came right at the screen.
I did. I dive on the floor during most movies. Give me another one, Jen. You said you had two.
I was going to say Castaway.
Castaway?
Yeah.
Castaway was pretty.
Just because of the island, like...
Remember, though, that the fucking plane crash was like, all right, a little too realistic.
A little bit much.
Yeah, why don't we just find him swimming up? Why do I have to go through the plane crash? There's got to be a lot more, though.
You know one I think of all the time, and is Amelie? Like, the light and the color of that movie was like a painting come to life. It was insane. I visually, I could watch that movie. I mean, it's a great movie no matter what. But something also I think about when you're watching a movie in a foreign language, sometimes, your head doesn't go forward thinking about the dialogue as much, so you can kind of like step back and like take in like the music.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
a different experience. It's a totally different experience when you're not just weighted down by the dumb things people say. Because you imagine, you're like, these French people are saying really nice, important things. Like, I love to be eating dinner next to French people. I'm like, this is a very nice place I'm at. With all these French people around here. Out of the CGI ones, I remember the one that fucking blew me away was Close Encounters. Close Encounters was more than Star Wars for me, because there was a fucking truck with Richard Dreyfuss, and then a spaceship came over his fucking head. And I remember I yelled out in the theater, that's a real fucking spaceship, everybody. I know it. Steve, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I was going to say a Thin Red Line was off. I had read when he was making that movie, he would wait for like days just to get the right sky. Like, he would, as far as like clouds and stuff, they waited a week just to film this one shot of some ships.
All Terrence Malick stuff is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But
as far as Chris's date, maybe Monique.
Ooh, nice guess. But Tree of Life was gorgeous.
Yeah, and I know that was one that was so polarizing. Like, people either said, this is the most beautiful film, I had, the most surreal experience watching it, or people were like, this is garbage, why would anyone find this to be good? It was so polarizing, but it's visually stunning. It was crazy looking.
Yeah.
Particularly seeing it in a theater, like, it was wild.
Brandon, what's up?
Hey, so when it comes down to the visually, the effects are just getting, it gets wild after a while. But now I'm thinking back to the older movies like The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. Everybody wanted to be on that beach.
Yeah, The Beach was actually a pretty gorgeous movie.
Yeah, it was.
And then pretty ugly. Shows you how quickly, the jungle can get. Chris brought up Blade Runner, which is kind of ugly, but beautiful.
Yeah.
Ugly. Apocalypse Now,
same
beautiful,
thing.
Ugly.
Yeah. And also, didn't that movie have, out of nowhere, it just, went into that, video game moment?
Yeah, that
where
was
he's
weird
it was,
for people.
just a really bizarre...
Eating mushrooms.
Well, no, he wasn't eating mushrooms.
No, I think he was dehydrated and, he was... No, I think he was dehydrated, and didn't he have a wound? He had gangrene or something?
He went crazy. They had put him up into the jungle by himself. Mike, what's up?
Yeah, Ronnie, there's a movie starring Jet Li called Hero. It was nominated for Academy Award, where every time he tells of how he had to kill the assassin that would have gotten to the Emperor, each segment has its own color here. It's very distinct.
Yeah, and also anything with Jet Li in it. Jet Li walking is just an amazing thing to see.
Yeah.
I mean, the physicality of that dude. Here's Andrew. Andrew, what's up?
Hey, Bennington's. I'd say Ben-Hur, but it would go for any of those movies in the late 50s, early 60s. No CGI, and they would spend a fortune because everything had to be done by hand, you know?
Yeah, all the extras that you see are extras, and all the, you know, coliseums and all that shit had to be built. I mean, these films would cost $500 million to make now.
Right, and just like the vastness of it.
Yeah, and
like,
then they put stupid dialogue in it, like
really?
in Ben-Hur.
Like, don't worry about that part. It's not important.
And then you're like, hey man, they really captured the chariot races, and they're like, well, they didn't really chariot race. Kind of made up. Really? Didn't have like little swords on the outside of it? No. I don't know why. We just decided to put some chariot races in there. I don't think if they did anything, it was a straightaway. Why would they be having chariots running around the place? Who would care who had the fastest chariot? You'd have to be a moron to care who had the fastest chariot. It's like going to see the Trotters. You ever go to that, Chris?
I never went to it. I've bet on it a little bit, but I've heard that's majorly like corrupt. Like that's that's really throwing your money away.
Wait, why is it really corrupt?
They're always breaking the trot. Like they could just say that horse broke the trot.
Yeah, and it's like lower. It's like
they're going slower, so it's easier to hold back without telling.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
It's not good.
It's good if you fucking bet the right way, like anything else. What do you think? You're betting on skill?
I think you get a good tip.
Well, that's how you'd be better off to get tips that way. Who's ever in the fucking heat? Rob, what's up, buddy?
How are you guys?
Hey.
All right, I had a couple of them. Chris's favorite movie, Brokeback Mountain. Anything Ang Lee does, awesome. But Kubrick, anything Kubrick does, mostly The Shining.
Well, there's beauty, but it's so creepy, right?
Yeah.
It's just so ugly most of the time. Like it freaks you out. I love his black and white pictures. I think those are the ones that really look stunning, like Dr. Strangelove or Lolita. I think they're just gorgeous.
Yeah, but The Shining does have that thing where you can think of just, like, you can recall an image from The Shining and just, like, get chills from it. Like, it's so...
No, I get it, but weren't we talking beautiful here? How did we get into movies that freak you out and now you can't sleep?
Scary beauty. Scary spice.
All working. I think they could have worked on some of the dialogue more than too. Did you guys ever watch that fucking shit where they go back with Kubrick films and they show all the weird shit that's in there?
Oh yeah.
Like suddenly there's just shots of Indians and everything and stuff that makes you think it has to do with space. Like they can take any of these conspiracy nuts and tell you that Kubrick is doing it, and you'll fucking believe it immediately.
Room 238, yeah.
Yes, Room 238.
One of the theories was The Shining was actually about the genocide of Native Americans in America.
Mm-hmm.
And they make all these fucking points like there's fucking Indian heads on like cans and shit. It's nuts.
First when they say it, like, that doesn't make sense. And then the number of Indian heads that you see in that movie that you never saw before, yeah.
Dude, I have to see this.
And what was the Eyes Wide Shut is about corporations fucking raping children, and all these people that were in this thing were actually picked as kids, including Tom Cruise's wife. You're like, well, that's dumb. And like 15 minutes later, you're like, that's the fucking truest shit I've ever seen. Why else would they be doing that? Because there's all kinds of weird fucking shit in that movie.
Because I would absolutely love to watch those, because I watched one that was just about, you know, like the scene that I said is like the creepiest thing ever, where like the dog mask guy is like going down the thing. And then it was like using that scene to show like why they thought that it was like implied pedophilia, like that's really what his whole thing was. Like Jack had been with his son, and it was like, but there was like all the signs that went through. That was just a short, and I was just like, dear God, it's all real. It seems
like pedophilia plays a big fucking role with him, because he made Lolita. This other film is about pedophilia. And then you really have, even in Full Metal Jacket, Vincent D'Onofrio looks like a big fat baby running around.
He does.
Yeah. Getting baby fucked. It's just really, everything about Kubrick. If fucking people just start to talk to you about it for a second, you're like, yeah, that's what that fucking movie is about. Everyone else is just seeing it on the surface.
I believe.
Me and you go in fucking deep in this shit. So
seeing everything.
We know exactly what's happening with that prick.
Red.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddies. So the one that visually got me was Terminator 2, I think it was, with the Mercury-looking stuff that turns into a person. But in the future, what do you think of holograms for movies?
I guess movies are dead. You know what I mean? Enough people are saying that. And all you got to do is look at the Oscar movies this year. I don't know, since I don't know whether it'll work for me, though. Like, I don't know whether I'll ever feel the same way about holograms that I could ever feel about, you know, the way I felt watching movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's always going to happen. Like, the generation before who experienced entertainment one way, it's very hard to adapt and suddenly be like, oh, I'll be entertained this way. Because a lot of that stuff is going to be based on the idea of people who were born into always having technology as a part of their life.
It's like Jen always trying to explain hip-hop to me. To me, it just sounds like hip-hop, hibbity-hop, hip-hop, hibbity-hop.
That sounds pretty good, though.
Hippity-hop-hop-hop. My name is Jen, and I'm here to say we're going to play some hip-hop today. I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I just played the Stones for you, Jen.
You're a pretty good freestyler.
Yeah. And now that's done. It's the other thing. They already said that they have a Nickelback of electronic dance music that is popular, but the hardcore electronic dance music people hate them.
Is it like Skrillex?
No, dude. How
You're on
long
some
ago
old
is
shit.
that? They're called this something. I don't know what they're called. The fucking dirty. I'm gonna say they're called the Dirty Bones.
Dirty Bones.
I don't know what they're called.
Pretty good name, though.
But there's some stupid name like that. And I don't know how you could tell good from bad, because my ear is never going to go there.
No, that's not anything that you're going to adjust to. That's like, all of that stuff is so reactionary. Or even like VR being the standard, or, you know, making entertainment more kind of choose your own adventure, and you're like going through. That's all going to be reactionary to the fact that everyone has been able to control things too much, instead of, let's say, pick up a book and then you're just lost in somebody else's story.
Don't you think the novel is kind of done? Like, we don't embrace novels the way we used to?
No, I think that it has to do with the short attention span. It's very difficult to keep that when the standard or receiving information is like in little bits and pieces. Yeah.
Instagram posts.
Scott, Salt Lake City.
Ronnie B. Hey, how about the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford?
Love it.
Have you seen that one?
I was just about to bring that up, because if I think of just like single shots of like most beautiful shots that I've ever seen, it would be that moment that the train is pulling up just before their big train robbery, and the light like cutting through the woods of the train, like coming around the bend. I was stunned.
I think the director of photography said that he'll never shoot anything that good as that scene. But even when they were just walking around in fields and stuff, it was just fucking stunning.
Yeah,
the light in that film was stunning, and that's what we're talking about, not T2.
Right.
You know, with his liquid arms. By the way, just tons of people telling me Chris is wrong again.
About what?
You said 238. It's room 237.
Room 237.
Yeah. So everyone's saying that you're wrong, and I'm afraid to correct you. But I just didn't remember.
Don't ever go with room 237.
I mean, the thing is, I get afraid to correct him because he gets mad when I do. And then he gets mad when I don't. You know, he does both.
It's true. I go nuts sometimes.
Beth said, thank you for the tribute to GVAC today. I never would have remembered his birthday. Who reminded us?
Carla Finch reminded us.
Nice.
That was very sweet of her.
Cowboy Junkie said, Ford's The Searchers is a beautifully shot film. The natural lighting in Monument Park backdrop is so stunning. This is what always kills me about that film. You ever see The Searchers?
Yeah, I have seen it.
And it's so beautiful. You could go out there and that whole thing is still there the same way. You know what I mean? Like nothing is, the mountains don't change. You know what I mean? Not in the time that we can see them. So you could basically, as stunning as that movie is, in that park, you could just go there now.
Yeah.
And that was always, I mean, Ford loved to shoot everything out in those parks.
I had that with the Badlands. I'm like, man, this really looks like the Badlands.
Yeah. Well, now I thought it sounded just like the Springsteen song, Badlands. Bruce Springsteen, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, South Carolina.
Hi, everybody. I don't know what you guys were talking about earlier, but Pepper was probably wrong. Dances with Wolves is a very beautiful movie, and the soundtrack works perfectly with it.
I'm not the biggest Dances with Wolves fan. Number one, he never danced with a single fucking wolf. And I thought this should be... Frankie, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie B. I was going to say Spartacus is such a beautiful movie and a Kubrick film in color, but Dances with the Dances with Wolves, Last of the Mohegans. That's a friggin' stunning movie.
I want to go back and see that again too. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis. Most people consider him, the finest actor, male actor today. No one thinks he can top Meryl Streep. My God, she's a saint. By the way, this protest that broke out last night, why isn't anyone just bringing up it's the same anarchists that show up at every protest?
Yeah.
They keep calling it students. You see these guys wearing the same mask they wear everywhere.
I was reading a lot of posts where the students are saying, like, hey, politics aside, we're all on lockdown and we're in our dorms. Right. Like, we're not there. So, to threaten to pull funding from them, they're like, we weren't even out there. Like, for the most part.
I don't think he threatened. He put a question mark there.
Good point.
Put a question mark.
Question mark?
Pull their funding?
What do you think?
Guys, back me up.
Retweet if you agree.
RT me, please. And today's throwback. So, this is a picture of me in 1983. Now that Crimmins has dropped out of, being a leftist, I'm going to go way to the left.
Yeah, because, that'll be your time now.
Yeah, finally my time. It's like Goonies.
Yeah, down here.
Also.
Over there. Left.
Unbelievably ordinarily shot movie. CJ, what's up?
Hey, Ron. Yeah. Hey, man, here's a callback to an old movie from the 80s, Witness, with Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. That movie still blows me away with the visuals and the fact that you really get the fact that there is no power in that town, and it's all natural lighting. Just a trippy movie to watch. I dig it. It's something that if you haven't seen in a while, go back and take a look.
Yeah, I never heard anybody go on about the beauty of Witness. Since I grew up in that part of the world, it just looked like regular stuff to me. Like, oh, fucking.
Yeah,
what was the last big natural lighting? It was like a big cinematography type film, and everyone was like really excited about it because it was 100% natural lighting.
Revenant.
That's exactly it.
I still haven't seen it.
It's very pretty. It's gorgeous.
I heard that it was like a bear fucking a guy, so I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard that from, who was it who said that?
Drudge Report was the first to break it.
Right, Chris said it because Drudge said it. And then I saw it and saw zero bear rape, and I was highly disappointed.
It was humping.
Fake news.
Matt.
Ronnie B.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, man. I think a film that's severely underrated is one of Scorsese's, The Aviator.
I think it's rated perfectly fine.
Okay. All right.
I would say the costuming and the deco type stuff is good. Yeah, there's some beautiful shots in there. Everyone always brings up that French film that he did. I didn't go to see that either, where it's the little kid living in the train station. Everyone says that's gorgeous.
Oh, what was that called? Yeah. I know. And that one was really good.
It was called Pepe Le Pew. That's it.
Loved it. So good. The Aviator I haven't seen since the day I saw it in the theater. I barely remember it.
Gil.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, buddy.
How about Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love with the red and blue hues?
There was a lot of really pretty shots in that film.
Yeah. I forget the name of the artist, but he was the one who worked with him. That's all his pieces were like that. He's passed away now, but all those that color play that kind of, striated different sections of color was kind of his work. But that's such a great movie.
I always remember that scene where they met and they kissed and they almost formed a heart.
Yeah. And it's just their silhouettes kind of moving towards each other when they meet. And yeah.
A nice movie. Nice little movie.
Love it.
Adam Sandler's a good actor. Chris, Chicago.
Hey, I think the French movie is Hugo, by the way.
Hugo. Very good.
Hugo, correct.
The movie I'm thinking of is Darren Aronofsky's The Fountain with Hugh Jackman. Do you think I did Requiem for a Dream? I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
Saw it. Tried to watch The Fountain.
I
found it. Yeah, I turned it off too.
I've never seen it.
I'm sure it's beautiful, but I gotta, it's
not good.
I gotta have something for myself.
You need a little something for you.
Yeah.
Yours, man.
And by the way, I thought his other movie, I wasn't crazy about that either. The
Black
one
Swan?
No, well, the Black Swan I wasn't crazy about, but the junkie movie that he brought up.
I liked Black Swan a lot, and I remember thinking that one was one that I can't remember who beat it out for cinematography, but I was kind of like, come on, that's kind of ridiculous.
Cats and Jammer Kids beat it. They were just on that year. They were just absolute. No, who beat him? Oh, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry.
This is ridiculous.
Tyler Perry could shoot a movie with his iPhone, and half of it is selfie, and it would make just as much.
The same people are just going to show up.
I wish I could remember who it was. I mean, it was like another pretty movie, but I really liked Black Swan a lot, actually.
The first time I saw Requiem, I really liked it, but then revisiting, I was like, yeah.
A lot of youngsters really liked that movie. Like, I remember that was like
people have never had a fucking speed problem.
Yeah.
That's not how you act. That's not how you act on fucking junk, and the whole thing is ridiculous. Hey, Matt in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
How about Requiem for Cheap Record? Road to Perdition.
Everybody keeps using the movie that they just heard before.
I'm gonna probably say Road to Perdition was better than that.
Phil in Pittsburgh, or Punxsutawney Phil, I guess.
No, it's Bill.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
But I just can't, like, the first time I saw The Shining on a widescreen HD, the opening scene at Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very creepy, very beautiful. That helicopter shot. My only problem is I get annoyed when you see the helicopter shadow.
Oh,
bothers me.
I've never picked that up before.
Bothers the hell out of me. And I go, I'm turning this off. This is stupid.
It's garbage.
Yeah. Try to fucking dodge your own shadow.
Get it together.
Jeff, Washington.
Yeah, one that always stays in my mind, maybe because that was one of the last movies I saw Brando in, was the very first Superman, when they put the little bit of Kal-El in the spaceship.
I can't imagine anything worse.
Exploding Krypton.
I remember, I actually, my review is, you won't believe a man can fly.
I actually can't think of anything worse.
I just find it to be terrible. And it looks like it was shot on video.
It's so shitty.
Wait, no, which Superman are we talking about?
Chris Reeve.
Okay.
Even when he was paralyzed, he was not any more of a stiff actor. I mean, he always had that from the beginning. Clark Kent went to Superman, and there was zero charisma at it. And it annoys me the way people still talk about that film like it was fucking good. Jeffrey in Washington.
Yeah, how about The Wizard of Oz?
Never saw it. Is it good? Well, when you're a little kid and it goes from black and white to color, that's like your first big shock. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Plus you just had a black and white TV. And then you're like, fuck, we're the last people in this block.
Got brighter, I think.
Dave, Ontario.
Hey, Ronnie. How's it going, boys?
Good.
Good. Gangs in New York with Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the film, and I never think it looks stunning, and I never even think it looks real.
Does it look too much like a set to you?
I feel like I'm watching a play. Now, if you go the last movie Tarantino shot, the opening scenes, The Hateful Eight, with the horse and his breathing in the cold, that's stunning. That's beautiful. He fucking put his whole budget into that he had to shoot the rest of it in a shed somewhere. You know what I mean? But
he got 20 minutes of really
when
beautiful.
you see that on TV, you don't get it. But on the big screen, it was fucking phenomenal. Didn't help the movie, But it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and just like the way that the snow like landing on the trees, the horse, it was crazy. And it was really nuts to see him. I mean, like, look, he's always been a visual director as well, you know, but it was like...
Do you think? I mean, when you think back to Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, I don't think...
Well, Pulp is pretty visual. Like, I think Pulp has, like, some pretty great shots and pretty lighting. Obviously, Reservoir Dogs, like, what's highlighted there is the dialogue. But I think Pulp is kind of his first where he's really using both, like, visuals. You know, I mean... Kill Bill, I think, is a really visually pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's moved along. Like every film, it seems like it's more important to him than the film before.
Right.
I just never. I mean, Pulp looked cool, but I never thought it had that stunning. We're talking about cinematography type thing. What is it, Chris?
I said it's in a text.
Really?
Yeah.
Join the show.
Is it on Tinder?
Hey, dude, what's up? I'm just doing show.
What's up, bruh?
I'm going to show you a text I got from my sister.
Wow.
I don't know. That's weird. Hey, Ron in New Jersey.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, pal.
How about original Planet of the Apes when they're going through the Forbidden Zone?
Can't understand why people don't understand what we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
It's insanity.
Yes, that's a cool sound. Don't get me wrong. That is a cool thing. He just quick turned it up. There's nothing that, I mean, that was shot with all the imagination of the original Star Trek. A lot of times I think, why do I get up in the morning? Why am I doing this show? Why am I trying to connect with people? It hasn't happened yet after all these years. I cannot make a connection with the audience.
Going back to what he said, I can't think of anything.
I'm trying to be honest
You
with
said
people
it so seriously.
What film did you bring
I
up?
cannot think. That was when you said Kal-El was being shot into space in Superman.
It's the exact opposite of what I'm talking about right now.
Or is Kal-El the place? I don't know.
No, Kal-El is, he's a real person. He's in Superworld.
Krypton.
They call it Superworld, though. Let's put an S blanket in this, and maybe someday you'll make a suit out of it. How can you turn a fucking blanket into a suit? Can't fucking a baby blanket becomes a suit. You know how fucking stupid you would look? First of all, you're wearing shorts. I hate everything there is about Superman anyway.
There's never been a good Superman movie, and he's never shown up.
There's never been a good Superman comic book. It's fucking dumb. An alien comes here and beats up on people. Normally, what we try to do is destroy that alien, not act like, oh, I'm so glad that alien's here.
We got the one good alien that would fucking come to the planet and not just fucking.
How do you figure he's good? He goes around fucking destroying people that he's a lot stronger than. On him being both judge and fucking jury. Your pits are unbelievably wet. I
don't know what's happening.
God,
seriously, it's not like, first of all, there's not another person here with damp pits.
No.
And he's fucking damp from his elbows down to his belly button.
Oh, God.
The amount of water coming out of me. I gotta keep hydrated.
I know. I'm worried that you're not
I think
hydrating.
you're too hydrated. I think it's leaking out of you. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's the only thing I like about it is the music.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why do you try to? Do you see us doing it? We don't need any fucking help, Tappy.
Got it.
One used to tap his foot, the other's tapping his fingers. No wonder fucking Bronny's hiding from us today, Vito.
He's really hiding. He doesn't want us to see that shirt.
All right, I got to plug away here. GPS Seattle this Saturday, 3 p.m. Deep Tracks. Which should be cool, I guess. And then the bonsai contest during the Super Bowl. Make sure you're paying attention on Twitter. Do people still go on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. People are still tweeting.
I didn't know that. I thought they were all Instagramming.
Yeah, but Instagram does something different. You can't really share on Instagram. It's
I don't
not.
want to.
Yeah, it's more like.
Share. And everyone's Instagram's linked to their Twitter and vice versa. So
it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought that was more like a Facebook, Instagram connection than there was a Twitter, Instagram connection.
I'm just doing Facebook Live right now.
That's it.
Every day I do a show. I call it the Ron Show.
It's good.
That's your stomach
That was
growling
my
like
stomach
that?
eating it. I haven't eaten it. My stomach's making noises. My fucking pits are fucking soaked.
You have no control over your own body.
It's falling apart, man.
You're leaking shit. See, I went for leaking shit the same time as you said piss yourself.
You're both right.
It's hard to tell because it's so liquidy. It could be either.
He's pissing shit and shitting piss.
Bad news for my date Saturday.
Vito, tell all the callers that I love them, but I can't possibly hear another answer that hurts me that way. Tell them it's all too important to me. I get a little too carried away when it comes to film. The fact that no one brings up anything that happened before 1995 kind of bugs me, too.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Yes, there's a fucking Turner classic movie. You can watch it every fucking night and love it. But I'll end up watching Turner classic movies a lot of time all night. I'll be like, oh, I'll watch this, and then, I'll fall asleep watching it, and then I'll go like this. Okay, only another hour and a half until All the President's Men starts. Better get myself a cup of coffee. And weirdly enough, I like those movies when someone hosts them.
Oh, yeah, like when they do like a nice little intro.
I grew up that way with a guy in Philly. His name was Bernie Herman, and he only used to play old black and white movies. It's how I became a Bogart fan, Cagney fan, Errol Flynn fan. I was crazy about Errol Flynn. And he would sit and he would describe like what was going on in the movie, and I'd be like, okay, dude, I'll watch this shit with you. And then he'd break in the middle of the movie because he, would run commercials and shit. He'd be like, if you notice, the guy coming in is Fred McMurray. And then we're going to go back to that. I'd be like, all right, I'll keep an eye out for fucking Fred McMurray. I'd be like a little kid just fucking loving this dude, Bernie Herman.
It's interesting that SNL is always parodying those things, but it's not very common anymore. Like, there's always like somebody like reading a book, closes the book. Oh, hello. I'm going to show you this next program.
Turner Classic Movies does it all the fucking time.
They're keeping it alive.
Yeah. Sometimes Alec Baldwin's on there. He'll just be like, here's a movie I saw back in Long Island, me and my 4 brothers.
We all watched it.
Just keep it really personal.
Yeah. Everybody loved it except for Stevie because he's a Republican. The only movies Stevie liked were very Republican. He hated all the President's Men. He called it all the libtard reporters. I love when they give like fucking facts that don't matter. They'll be like, this is the first movie that you'll ever see bottled milk in. I'm like, really? Okay.
This is the first film a woman wore pants.
I'm not crazy about all the genres from that era. Like the musical never means as, and the dancing films don't mean as much. Like I can watch Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire, but you get outside those two guys, I'm like, I can't. I don't know why I'm fucking watching this.
I went through a phase where I was really into watching Westerns, and then I was like,
I'm never out of that phase.
And then I was like, oh, I know where I draw the line, and that's like the happy singing Western. Like, I'm like, those don't have the same effect.
Blue shadows on the trail.
And they're like, they make the West seem too nice.
Yeah.
And quaint. They're just breaking into song and dance numbers.
Yeah. I always worry that the Cowboys aren't eating enough. Be like, man, they've been riding a long time, and beef jerky isn't going to last you that. I mean, if I have a Slim Jim, it's going to last me 10 minutes tops till I get to an actual meal.
Don't worry, guys. We'll stop in 19 hours to eat some beans.
Yeah. I'm going to say like this. Look, can we kill one of these fucking animals out here? Gut it? Cook it? Because I can't live like you. I'll eat an Indian right now. I'm so fucking hungry.
But what would you call like the genre that I'm talking about is like, I don't know, it's like a dark Western. It's like a black Western. I don't know.
You like a closer to reality.
Yeah, like Western. Tends to be a little bit anti-hero-ish. You know what I
So
mean?
you kind of started with the Clint Eastwood moving on.
Yeah.
You don't even
and
like
then-
a John Wayne Western.
No, I don't particularly, I mean, there are some John Wayne Westerns that I enjoyed, but that's not, like too much focused on like the good guy doing good guy stuff is not always my favorite, except
Then
for
you never-
Shane.
What about High Noon?
No, High Noon I like a lot.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling.
But like in Shane, he has a past. Like he was once
He's a fucked up dude.
Yeah, like he's
Shane's
an
fucked
outlaw
up,
and now he's doing good. Like that kind of stuff I'm good with.
And I mean, for me, because I saw Shane when I was a little kid, the fact that fucking Shane didn't give a shit when he left the kid, and the kid's yelling Shane,
Heartbreaking.
Shane, and I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, I hope my dad doesn't just walk out one day. You know what I mean? Because I will be chasing him down the street, yelling Shane at him.
He didn't turn around because he didn't know you were talking to him.
My dad loved Westerns, and I ended up watching a lot of them with him. But he would just, Paladin was his favorite. He would just call that dude Paladin, no matter what, because he had a show, I guess, in the 50s called that. And he'd watch anything with John Wayne in it. John Wayne fight scenes were always hilarious to me. Because he never even, I mean, it's like he was fighting children. That's how fucking easy it was for him to fight.
Beat the shit out of everyone.
Do you think like they ever pitched him an idea where he lost a fight and he's like, what? John Wayne, dude.
This guy would be winning fights. He'd be like 68 years old. And he's taking punches and knocking people out. Like, I don't even think he got knocked on his ass. He was just up, just fucking taking punches
Like
one
Hogan.
after another.
There's no selling.
No, he didn't sell anybody. No, not at all. Hogan sold more than him. Where are these dudes at? It looks like they're back in New York. Or they... What's the breaking news? I can't even read it from here.
Australian PM Trump assured he'd honor refugee resettlement deal.
So after saying he wouldn't, he's going to do it. That's another thing about Trump. He says, there's no way I'll do this, and then he does it. Like, who knows what he's going to do?
But then he tells you why it's a good idea. He's like, no, you're going to like it. You'll see why
I think he's going to
this.
blame it on Obama. Like, I got to it, they'll find me. All right, we got a break here, Chris. Bonsai. During the Super Bowl, we do that contest every year. And then Saturday, it's GPS Seattle. Gail and I take a look at the Seattle scene of the late 80s, early 90s. That's on Deep Tracks, Channel 27. We'll break. Be right back. Bennington. It's the Bennington Show. Thursday. Tomorrow we got to have a surprise party for Jen. But then we found out, what kind of food do you order for somebody who doesn't eat meat?
I know, we need a vegetarian option for the lady. Or should we all eat vegetarian?
What does she eat like every day?
She
Spring roll?
eats salads and rice bowls and
that doesn't
salmon.
sound like celebration food to me. Celebration food has to be good and not shitty.
Yeah, celebration food can't be 90% greens.
Why don't we just get taco shells?
Just the shells.
Fried tortillas are delicious.
Well, I don't know if it's the time of year for lobster roll. Do you eat lobster roll?
I love lobster roll.
All right,
Love
we
it.
might have to do lobster roll.
Nice.
Is it the time of year, though?
I don't
Like, to
think
me,
so.
a lobster roll is a summer thing, but these places are open all the time, right?
Yeah, it's Luke's Lobster.
Don't lobsters love...
What do you mean Luke's Lobster?
It's that lobster place in the city. It's
What
open
about the one that the guy brought us? He was so
Red
fucking
Hook.
great.
Red Hook lobster. Red Hook
Yeah.
lobster.
They treat us like fucking, and then you turn around and you plug the people who are fucking, garbage dump people. They live in a fucking garbage dump.
I feel like lobsters like cold water, so therefore it's fine to eat in the winter.
Yeah, but I think that they sleep in the winter. I don't think that they're fresh in the winter.
Oh, really?
I think they go down into the mud of the ocean. Even though I might be making that up, that's my 100% belief. Because
I believe you,
lobstermen
'cause you-
don't go out in the winter. They're
Is
not-
that like crabbing or no? Like when do they do like the big like Alaskan crab? Is that in
that
the
has
cold?
nothing to do with the lobster, though.
Yeah, it's just crab.
Those
up there.
are, yeah.
I don't know why for some reason maybe I'm thinking of oysters. Like there's some like cold.
None of that stuff that you get in the winter. This is the winter.
Yeah, I don't think they can really fish in the winter because
They're lobsters, and why would you fish for lobster? That's the thing. Let's see this. What's lobsteranywhere.com say?
Hi, Ron.
Best time of the year to buy lobster, January, February, March. That's what they're saying. That's probably because they're not moving it the same way. Craig, what can we do for you, buddy?
Round of applause.
Hey, I was thinking, Gail, when you do your list of impressions,
Yeah.
you should add Betty Boop.
I don't. Oh,
Can't
like
you do a bit?
I don't know. I think maybe my regular laugh sounds like Betty Boop, but I don't think I've ever done a Betty Boop impression.
You got to add that though.
Anyways, the Cowboys with John Wayne. You ever see that?
Sure.
Wasn't that a great Western?
I wouldn't even put it in my top 5 John Waynes.
Really?
Yeah.
I really liked it. Bruce Dern killed him.
Yeah. But he was an old
and
man.
then Abe Martinez came back and they revenged it. It was a great movie.
I wouldn't put it in the great era.
Man Shot Liberty Valance, probably.
Man Shot Liberty Valance. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But The Searchers is a fucking straight up masterpiece. That was like the Unforgiven of its time.
Ever see Reap the Wild Wind when he was like a deep sea diver?
Wait, is that the one that he was like the old fashioned, like you're wearing that fucking
It's like from the
lobster
1800s.
pot on your head?
Yeah. And then he fights a giant squid.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something right now. When my dad was little, his uncle used to do that as salvage work, right? And he had to put on that helmet in the fucking Delaware River, right? And the only way, and you had these weighted down shoes, and you could only walk backwards. And there wasn't like a tank. There was like this thing that ran air down a hose, and you had to depend on your buddies to keep that air coming to you, or you would be dead. And then sometimes he said he would get caught in the currents that would pick him up off the bottom of the river in that thing.
That is so scary.
I know.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Those were crazy bastards.
They're just like, please don't forget to crank me some air.
Plus, just think of how many our producers are like, kind of paying attention, but then not really, and they don't hit something, and that could be your air.
We'd be dead.
Oh shit, we haven't been pumping air for the last 30 fucking minutes.
All right, Larry in Yonkers is pushing that, remember he has that favorite veggie burger place?
Oh, yeah.
It's a Superiority Burger that he swears to us is going to be because he's always trying to turn us into vegetarians.
I know, he is.
But then we'd be as cranky as him.
I have heard that is an excellent veggie burger. I don't know. I'd be interested. I know. I've like maybe the cold water lobster is not selling right now.
Could we replace the veggie with an actual cow burger? I'd love to. Maybe one day you could just eat meat, Jen.
Beef.
And what do you want for dessert? Do you want a cake or is there something else you like?
I'm not picky. We could do cake. We could do like, ice cream, like a sundae situation. It's fine.
That doesn't sound so not picky.
Really? Yeah.
That's very specific.
First of all, I don't even know the last time I had a sundae.
Perhaps a creme brulee. I don't know. I really like a chocolate souffle.
I mean, whatever you can do.
Chuck.
Yeah, I got to agree with Ronnie on this. Lobster is a summer food because remember Kramer stole those lobsters? They were at the beach.
First of all, you live in Boston. You should know more about lobsters without having to watch Seinfeld to bring it up. And I'm sure lobster.com or lobsters just trying to fucking say, hey, man, we're not moving as many goddamn winter lobsters as we want to.
Let's get the word out that it's good to buy lobster now. It's cheap.
I'm trying to think of what else we could have for it. Could be like a pasta of some kind. Cheese pasta.
Yeah.
You like pasta, right, Jen?
I love pasta, yeah.
You might like it with some meatballs or a piece of sausage.
Oh, so much better.
I do miss having meat. It's been hard.
How long have you been a vegetarian now?
Yeah, pescatarian for a year.
Would you consider fried chicken to be... Because there are so many chicken and waffle places in town now. And each of them are fantastic.
I mean, is chicken even meat? Let's think
more
about
of a vegetable than anything.
Definitely. It's like a fried vegetable.
It's a white meat.
That makes it better.
It's a process of corn.
That's racist, dude, against other meats.
You know, I could be racist against meat.
All right, here's something about the iBang that just, I hate to even say it, but the Boston Dynamics robot. If you ever told me that a robot could fucking jump over something, that freaked me out.
Well, it's like that, plus it's like a wheeled robot, and it's, I don't know, there's something about its positioning, like it's able to move its like weight, so it's
disgusting.
Super fast, and it like leans forward. It's very, it's very intimidating.
All it needs is chomping jaws, and that's the end of us.
This is the exact type of robot that I would assume that we would see, like, rounding us up.
Oh,
Which is
absolutely.
Like that looks like a rounding us up type robot.
And it has zero fucking conscious about what it's doing to you.
They're so bizarre looking.
It's like if a rabid dog was also a robot. Look at that. So much for fucking workers ever being in a factory again.
They bring back our jobs to our robots.
Look at this. Disgusting.
No. And this, by the way, was leaked footage. They weren't supposed to be filming. That's why you're watching just somebody.
It's a bootleg.
Just like recording. Trying to expose their madness.
They're fucking with the robot in this. They're just fucking with it. Knocking shit out of its hands.
You're going to piss it off.
Jen, you ever had an artichoke pizza?
Yes.
Do you like that?
Yes, love that.
That might be an idea.
That's a good one. That's one that even the meat lovers like.
What are you talking about? Can you get meat on it?
No, I'm saying like, you know, isn't like the classic, the artichoke pizza.
Yeah.
Even the meat.
But there's no meat in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even the meat lovers like it.
I would like it with more meat.
Can we get pepperoni on that?
And throw it. And do you have any sundaes for dessert?
So that's Sunday.
God. See, that's the one that freaks me out the most. This is the wheeled one.
Watch it jump, Chris. You're going to fucking scream.
Look at it. It's moving backwards, forwards, adapting like, ugh. I don't like the way that thing moves.
Holy shit.
It's too fast.
And it's too balanced.
It's spinning around.
This looks like sci-fi, not just fucking sci.
All right, that looks like a fucking death bot. It has arms and it's rolling around.
Yeah.
Now watch, Chris.
Now these
That's
are
it on the fucking.
Holy shit!
Now watch, it's coming down the water. Nothing bothers it.
It's insane. I don't like.
Look at this.
Oh, what the fuck?
It just jumped over that thing to kill.
Now you can imagine, you just jumped like that. Now you can imagine being chased by that thing as it's moving towards you, jumping over trash cans.
All right, hold on. Mass listener came up with this. If you go to Parm, Jen can have the eggplant Parm, but we have the chicken Parm. You love the eggplant Parm, don't you?
Oh yeah, I get that like every week though. My mom and me love eggplant parms.
Fuck. Nothing special about it then.
You're killing us, Jen.
I thought said she was easy. She's just really not.
Really
She's really
picky.
demanding.
And we could have it. I just have it all the time.
All right, we get it. Look, we shouldn't be screaming at her on her birthday.
But she's throwing it in our faces, Ron.
Then
Jen's
let it
birthday is
happen.
one of
It's
my
her
least
day.
favorite holidays. It's just all about Jen.
Jen. Non-stop.
Oh my God, look at that bot is still spinning there.
Turn it off, Chris. You're fucking... Turn that shit off. I don't want to see it.
Not on Jen's birthday.
I don't want Jen to worry that she's going to be killed on her birthday.
Hunted down.
Yeah, of course.
We're all as good as dead.
It's over.
Dead.
Should we just end it now? Just before the
Yeah, you
robot
go
burns.
first.
Okay, go. I'll use the tiny knife I have.
Yeah. Stab yourself in the stomach. You bet you won't
How
even,
many times?
you won't even get to where there's blood.
How many times would he have to stab himself?
Well, he'd be here for the rest of the day.
Just over and over. Oh, God damn it.
Hey, tomorrow, we're playing our special with 45 comedians. Is it 45?
It's 45.
Picking their Super Bowl winners. I don't think that there's a lot of hype for the Super Bowl, and here's one example. Normally, we'd be talking about the Super Bowl every day of the week.
Yeah.
Our callers would bring in up the Super Bowl instead of movies that aren't pretty. No one's talking about it.
No, I don't know if it really is because everybody is so focused on what's going on in the world and what's going on with Trump. I don't really know if that's what it is, but I would agree. I would feel like there's less talk about the Super Bowl.
I might not even watch it.
Less talk about the commercials. Remember every website would be like leaking commercials. It's like you hear a couple mentions
Pre-game show, like, oh, guess who's going to be singing? I know the first President Bush is out of the hospital and is going to flip the coin.
Oh, really?
He and his wife, yeah. Because they're big Houston people. They love Houston.
Yeah.
Even though they spend their summers in Maine. Much like the rest of us.
Kenny Bunkport.
Are you up for it, Chris?
I feel weird because it was such a bad season of football into bad playoffs. I think people are they're burnt out.
Is that what you think it is? Do you think it has more to do with it wasn't a very exciting?
Football is falling off this year. Football itself. People are like, I'm kind of done with football.
And now we have the Super Bowl. I think people are worried, like, this is just going to be a shitty game because there's been so many shitty games this season.
But then I hear everyone saying these are two great teams. So why would the assumption be that it would be a shitty game?
Normally, I'm freaked out because we haven't had football in 2 weeks. I'm going to find myself caring.
You feel like you had a nice little break?
I just feel like I wasn't that wrapped up in the season this year.
Even the Pro Bowl was worse than usual.
There's no such thing as worse than usual when it comes to Pro Bowl. That thing has stunk since fucking day one.
Did you watch any of the skills competitions?
Vito, who did you pick for the Super Bowl?
I picked the Patriots to win. Well, no,
And where are you going to be watching?
I'm going to be watching at a party in Brooklyn.
Chris, what about you?
I picked the Patriots on Thanksgiving. And I might be with some of my old friends finally on the Super Bowl.
Really?
What happened there?
I got an invite, so I'm like, I'm wondering if I'm going to fucking take it or not.
You don't know whether you even want to take it.
Yeah, it's just weird because we haven't really talked to each other in a long time.
Do you think it's a trap?
Set up.
See, I'm a very paranoid person, so maybe this is fucking.
Why would they invite you after what? Over a year?
It's been about a year. Yeah, about a year. Yeah.
Since nobody reached out. You got an email invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Could that have been a mistake? Like you're still in the old email chain.
So awkward.
And they haven't had a party. What is he doing then? Are you worried your ex-chick is going to show up with her new beau?
I mean, if she's there, it'd probably be a problem. If not with another dude. But
show up with a Tinder date.
It's not a bad idea. Just have backup.
Yeah, take that date that used to be with Ralphie May.
I'm not saying who she's with.
Monday, are you going to announce who she was with?
Will you tell everyone?
I'll say who she was on Monday.
Okay. Now, let's get back into this problem of yours. I want to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there. You open up your ear. You got mail.
Yep.
On your old AOL account. You go rushing over to it. You're like, I haven't gotten any mail for a year and a half. And there it is, the old pals.
Yeah.
They don't call you. Mm-mm. They just invite you to a Super Bowl. Let me ask you this. So we know about this, Jen, that when he and his girlfriend broke up, all the old gang dumped Chris and went with her. All right? So put yourself in Chris's position.
That sucks.
Okay? Now, you're obviously have some kind of gluten allergy and you can't stop eating carbs. You're an alcoholic, gambling.
Love meat.
Now sexaholic. Would you go to that party?
I probably wouldn't.
Just don't look back.
Yeah.
Don't look back in anger, but don't look back. Gail.
I would not go. Mm-mm. I would probably be.
I gotta say this. I would have no problem of having a talk with some of those people, but the Super Bowl being that day.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's particularly why, because here's the thing. Maybe you meet up with these guys and you go, okay, let's talk it out. Or maybe, there was a misunderstanding. Maybe a lot of it is in your head and maybe you thought that they were doing something.
Somebody would have called him within a year. There's his friends. No one called him.
The point is, it's not just like, hey, I'm having people over. Why don't you come to this Super Bowl party? Nah, I wouldn't do it. Nope.
Now, your new friend is Zito, right?
Yes.
What is he doing?
He's in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's at...
What?
I forgot to tell you, Zito's Matty Ice. So you don't have another Super Bowl to go to.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That hurts. Well, What about the other gang, the sax player?
Jeff Saxman?
Yeah.
Brian Sampson, the morning mashup.
Yeah.
I think they're having people over. I haven't talked to them yet. But I just got this invite, and it kind of weirded me out. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is
strange. I'm going to say it's strange. I wanted to go to the girls first, because I'm always more likely to hold a grudge and start a fight. But you guys don't trust it.
Mm-mm. No, and I don't think it's like, I definitely don't think it's the way to start back up hanging out.
There's some truth to that. Now, do you miss the old gang?
I mean, I've known these guys for fucking 17 years or something.
17
Like
years, and they cut them out over a hoe. They picked the hoe over the bro.
No one's a hoe.
You wait until you see her making out with her new boyfriend in front of you.
Yeah.
I bet she'll go out of her way to do it.
She'll just be like, rubbing her tits on. Like that, Chris.
No? Why are you whispering in the middle of this party? Fucking weirdo.
Don't go. Don't go, Chris. Don't go.
It's very strange to go on Super Bowl Sunday to see, these people again.
Now
you were hurt. You were hurt by them.
Yeah.
Do you think
And
that
then if I'm going to get all fucking whacked out shit
Yeah,
house.
you're fucking shithoused up.
Yeah, and then what are you going to say? Oh, no, I swear I wasn't drinking for 11 months. I actually was doing pretty good for a while. Like, they'll never believe you. Now, do you think it's possible, like Ron suggested, that you were accidentally invited on some sort of list that you were not meant to be on?
No, because I didn't see any like BCC or C. It wasn't like a CC situation.
Yeah, but what if they meant to
Who's
send
the
to
person
another
doing
Chris?
that?
This dude Dan.
Is your other pal Chris going to be there?
No, he's not a big fan of the Super Bowl football channel.
Is Bronx County going?
I'll ask him. I think Bronx Johnny might be throwing a party. Maybe I should just go to the Bronx.
No, you'll get killed.
Probably.
I'd rather see you anywhere but there.
In a screaming match in fucking Greenpoint.
He lives in Little Ecuador.
The 2-block radius.
I think, Jen, didn't you have a similar situation where, like, somebody you were friends with and you haven't been friends with for a long time and someone accidentally invited them to your birthday?
It was, my sister. I didn't know how to, like, add somebody to my group chat. Like when I was inviting everyone for my brunch and like my events. So these 3 girls that like
events.
my events.
2 good for eggplant parm.
So my sister was like, oh, like, can you add them for me? And she added the wrong, like, I don't want to say their names, but this girl Ashley and like these other 2 girls. I don't know anyway.
The thing is, what you're saying is your sister's a fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, like, what if this is a situation with Chris? They meant to add a different Chris, and they added you instead. That's why, like, you don't want to show up there all dressed up. I assume that it's the same as a girl's
half the
party.
time I text him, I think it's somebody else.
Shit.
All dressed up. I'm guessing maybe just like with like a snack or something that you
A case
made.
of beer for me.
What would you bring?
Some nachos.
I'll just bring a case of Budweiser.
That's one of the things they hate about you, right? They thought you were drunk.
I mean, they drink too, so they can't throw that shit in my fucking face.
Yeah, but maybe they're not alcoholic.
Hey.
Just saying, maybe that's where they. I'm not. Those are not my
I've
words.
been to Super Bowl parties with these dudes before. Everyone's getting whacked out. I sat next to a guy.
Then why do they hate you so much? Why weren't they your friends anymore after 17 fucking years?
What if that's what they think? Like, they're like, Chris is crazy. I can't, like, I've moved on with my life. I'm throwing dinner parties. They're like, we'll invite him to the Super Bowl because he's crazy and that's like the one time a year we like to get crazy. But I'm a regular dude now. I got a life. I have sweaters.
That'd be even more fucking insulting. Just bring me out like a fucking sideshow freak. Oh, hey, we're getting fucking whacked.
Let
Bring that.
the sideshow begin.
Let's bring the weirdo
What is
back.
your percentage of going to this?
Right now, it's like a 25% chance
That you're going?
that I'm going.
Hold on. While we're fucking around like this, Marty's got a whole nother angle in this. Marty, what's up?
Hey, I think maybe that Chris's girlfriend wants to get back with him, and this is his friends want him to come over there and get
Would
back
you be
with
willing
her.
to take her back, Chris?
Will you do it?
No, that is way over forever.
Why?
No thanks.
It's
We
too
are not
painful?
good. We are not good together.
You've learned that now that you've dated other women.
Yes.
You're better with other women than you were with her.
But like initially it was her call. The split up was her decision.
100%.
But now you feel like she made the right choice. And if she were to say, I made the wrong choice, you would say no.
Yeah, because it would be fucking crazy. No, we do not belong together. No.
Wow.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, no. I mean, that could be growth.
Yeah, but I'm saying, life is heartbreaking. It's just like, you've moved on.
You're right. Life is heartbreaking.
Like at one time, the two of you just like loved the shit out of each other.
Yeah. All right, so in the same time you haven't seen her, you haven't seen the old gang, right?
Exactly.
I'm going to ask you a question now. Are you better without them?
That I don't know. I know I'm happy. I'm happier now. I know that.
But part of you misses the guy.
Yeah, sure. Dudes I've known for years, yeah.
Because to you, they weren't part of any problem.
No.
You didn't have any.
Why did they all take... Look, he was with them first, and they all took her fucking side.
Physical abuse, I'm guessing, or something.
I don't hit anyone. I don't
You don't remember hitting anyone.
Yeah, it's your drinking is the problem. What was the reason they asked you back? It's so strange.
All right, here's the thing. Okay. Josh says this, because we'll never get the fucking truth out of Stanley. Chris from Brooklyn is really not a fan of Stanley's former friends, but he isn't allowed to rip into them on the pod. True or false, Chris?
That's true. He's not the biggest fans of these other people.
Why, then, do you not have free speech on the pod?
Yeah.
Because I just don't want anything coming up.
Let him be himself.
He is himself. Just, I don't want anyone talking about my fucking ex-girlfriend. That's it. That's over and done with.
No, does he try to sassafras your ex-girlfriend?
No, but he can shit all over those fucking dudes. I don't care about that. Just, I'm not bringing up my ex-girlfriend, any specifics or any of that shit. That's behind me, and I don't want to fucking deal with it.
You must have done something terrible then.
Mm-hmm. You must know you're wrong. I'm thinking.
I'm wrong most of the time.
Protecting her.
I have a big decision ahead of me on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I think you should make it by tomorrow, though.
Okay.
So we all be a part of it.
We'd like to.
Because I don't want to be sitting around with Super Bowl. I wonder where he is. And people are saying if you do go, or if you don't go, could you please scope so they'll know where you are that day?
Yeah, just at some point. So
there could be a very nice brunch. Is it all girls at the brunch or some males?
There's one guy, but yeah, it's 9 girls.
Is the one guy gay?
No. Everyone asks me that, but he's just like my really close guy friend.
Chris, why don't you go to the brunch instead?
Could Chris come to the brunch?
Of course he can. I told him to come.
Not come to the brunch on Super Bowl Sunday. I got a date the night before. There's no way I'm getting up in time for brunch. I'm gonna be lucky if I get up in time for the fucking Super Bowl.
You got a date with Yakov Smirnoff's ex. This is nothing to be bragging about.
Told you not to say the name.
Let the sideshow begin. Very exciting, though.
I know.
Chris has really got a big, weird social life that he didn't used to have. He's going to be at a wedding this year. He's never done that before.
I know.
The wedding is in the islands. He's never done that before.
Never.
You don't swim. You burn up very quickly in the sun.
I get toasted.
I am a little bit worried about your skin out there.
Oh, I'm going to come back fucking beat red.
Because I've always I'm a fair-skinned person, but I've never seen somebody burn instantly in the sun. Like, we would go outside for, smoke breaks.
Can I tell you something? Davey Mack burns worse than him.
Yeah.
I had 2 producers that we couldn't go out for lunch in the summer. Davey Mack, he and I walked 3/4 of a block to go to a diner. We come back, he's all fucking huffing and puffing. We get inside, he's got blood poisoning from walking on a street. We didn't go into the fucking Caribbean, you know what I mean? We weren't in the desert. He had a fucking t-shirt wrapped around the top of his head. He was pouring water. Brian, Rochester. Brian.
Yeah, hey, how are you?
I don't know. I'm worried about Chris.
I think his friends are planning an intervention.
Good luck.
Chris. That's
First of all, that's so lame.
Do you think there's any possibility of that?
No, I doubt, because they haven't interacted with me.
Yeah.
I got news for you.
Super Bowl would be a weird occasion.
Yeah.
I think it would be easier for me to get together with an ex than some friends who, as a group, decided to shun me.
100%. I would 100% agree with that, and have gone out for like a drink or dinner with an ex who I haven't seen in a long time, because you have that connection with them. Right. You're like, hey, shit got crazy. Let's be friends, or at least just look cordial. Yeah, absolutely.
A fucking group of friends acting like, let's not let Chris in our reindeer games anymore. Now, having said that, Rudolph did get together with those other ones, but unlike Chris, Rudolph had a skill that he could bring to civilization.
Well, my nose gets red sometimes. Yes.
So don't hand me a thing. Just say it's time to break. All right, we come back. Gail, your buddy Lisa Trager is going to be here.
Nice.
You can see An Hour with Lisa Trager, also featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early at 8 p.m. Tuesday at February 14th at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. By the way, I love John Early.
Yeah,
he was in our show.
Fantastic. And Search Party.
For additional information, go to nerdmeltla.com, and her Twitter is glittercheese, at glittercheese. We'll be right back with Lisa Trager.
Welcome back to Bennington. Lisa Trager's in studio.
Yay!
You can see An Hour with Lisa Trager featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early Tuesday, February 14th at 8 p.m. at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. Go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets, and on Twitter it's at glittercheese.
Now, you got your whole hour together, or?
No, I mean, I've just been since the half hour. So for like a year and a half, I've been working on all new material. So maybe like 4 or 5 old jokes. So it's not finished for anything.
Yeah.
But, it's in the process. I'm not in a rush to do anything, but it's fun.
Well,
I can't start writing cum jokes if that's what you
yes.
for. There's a whole new 15 minutes on cum.
Great. I'm in.
So it's perfect. I wanted to compliment you how I've never seen you in not platform shoes.
I know.
And I like it.
It's very much 1974 all the time.
But like gothic too.
Yes.
It's interesting.
But you can do that when you're so little that you need she's still shorter than everybody else with those shoes.
I know.
Why are you under 5 feet?
I am exactly 5 foot even.
Okay. I don't mind.
I remember when your grandmother was 5 foot. Well, she was 4'11". I don't know what she is now, about 4'3", 4'4".
I know.
She's
I'm only gonna get smaller.
You're only gonna get smaller from this point on. You're gonna be the incredible shrinking woman.
It sucks, but your ears and nose keep growing, and you just get tinier. It's so fucked up.
Oh, I forgot. I was watching a Snapchat where you were fighting in Russian with your dad, and it was...
Oh, Annie, I think, has been posting.
It was fascinating. I don't know. What were you guys fighting about?
We don't fight. That's how
That's just you guys talking?
Probably. I don't know the exact thing, but we do fight a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, he watches Russian television.
Yeah.
So he's getting Russian news. And so we fight all the time. I mean, it's so weird. My parents were born in 1938 and 1945. Stalin, all of it, just World War II. And they're still not worried. And it's just like, no wonder your fucking family died.
Well, maybe I guess they figure they've been through worse.
They've been through worse, but isn't this how it starts?
Yeah, it is how it starts.
Because I've read something that scared me the most was like, someone tweeted in 1987, I was scared that the USSR was going to invade. And by 93, they were no longer a country.
Yeah.
And like how declines happen fast. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, particularly today, with technology moving so fast, the fact is, when the USSR broke up, I remember thinking, is this the worst thing that ever happened? You know what I mean? Like, because change is scary.
Yeah.
Even something like that. And all of a sudden there was all these states and some of them had nukes and you're just like, what happened? So could something happen to the U.S.? It's probably more fragile and always has been more fragile than we ever thought.
Yeah, because that's what happens when your biggest goal is to be like number one and best military, and like your concern is about winning all the time. Like, look at how many European countries are just like doing well for themselves because they're not fighting for some number one spot.
But some of those countries are gone too. Like post World War II countries, it started out being one thing or just totally something else. Maps change.
Yeah, it's scary how quickly it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's quick. It's scary how people are not seeing the same patterns or just, you know.
There's so many people that are so glad that he's just shaking up all the institutions. Like they feel like this thing has been constipated for a long time, that they're like, this is great.
Yay, we can throw garbage in the river. Woo! That's what I keep saying. Like, what are they celebrating? How are the GOP celebrating? Just like, kids can't go to school. Like, I don't get how they feel they're on the good side still.
Well, as a white man, I can pass. So
you're able to move through their world.
Yeah.
And you have guns. Do you have guns?
No.
Do you have guns?
No.
I need to get guns.
Well, it's tough to get guns in New York. You got to go through a lot of stuff. It's almost not working.
Well, I was told. Thank you. I was told that if for your job you carry $5,000 on you, you can have a gun.
I carry $5,000 on me for my own personal stuff anyway. You know what I mean? I don't believe in credit cards.
Really?
I just believe in cash. No, I only carry one credit card and I almost never pull it out. I'd always rather pay cash.
And then how do you do stuff for taxes?
Oh, my chick does all that. I don't know what happens there.
Okay, you make stuff up. That's what I'm scared with. But now I had to delete Uber. I mean, I've been trying to do material about this where it's like my life is just, it used to be just smoking weed and masturbating, and I lived my glorious dream life just watching television, and now I have to call senators and stand outside. I'm like, this is just the beginning.
Do you have any time for weed or masturbation, or is that just out of your life completely?
It's back in, but then I protest less, so I have to I have to cut that out so I can protest.
You gotta balance your life.
I can't do both. I have to just be in the streets. Looking for a husband is what I'm doing at these protests, if I'm being full on honest.
You want a nice leftist husband for yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I think can you set up your Tinder account? Like, I know you can do it by miles. Can you do it by feet? Can you be like, do it by feet so you're like guaranteed that this person is clearly at this
the gay
protest.
apps you can do that. Grinders by feet.
Yeah, I remember when we tried to do Fez's Grinder, and we were like, well, Chris set him up, and then we found out there was someone in the studio that was 13 feet away from us who was on Grinder, because we had the gay station used to be. What was the name of that?
OutQ.
OutQ was right over there, and there was somebody going, yeah. I'll bang you right now in the hall. Baz is like, turn that off.
I met two of your fans in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh,
so I don't remember your names, but they were a cute couple.
Oh, that's nice.
And they were really nice, and they came to my show.
People like you.
Hey.
People like you very much.
Thank God they were there. It was a rough one, so I was glad they were there.
I've been hearing that your shows are popping though.
It's been fun. I mean, it's you like me or you don't.
Yeah.
But I'm dirty enough that I hopefully get men on my side. But it's still pretty much just like, you guys are animals.
Yeah.
Animals. Just admit that you're the worst so we can move on. It's like these games that they're playing. It's just, But it's been fun. Corpus Christi, I went when the water was poisoned.
Right.
So that was fun. And then I was stranded at the airport for 24 hours.
For 24 hours?
Well, one airport for 12 hours and then overnight in the between.
Yeah.
Your layover.
Dallas. Yeah, layover to Houston.
That's I'd hang myself. That's too much.
I ended up crying for sure. Just tweeting at United and crying.
Yeah. When you're stuck anywhere, you realize how addicted to comfort that you are. And it's amazing to me that just a tiny little hotel room is like, oh my God, thank you for this. You know what I mean? Like, what is it about a window and a door to separate you from the world that feels good?
It's like we're still at heart like kind of cave people. Like, we don't need much, but we do need like our own little section
like
where
a
you're
shell.
just like, okay, good, I'm home.
Yeah.
But you're just like in a hotel. Like, it takes no time for me to refer to my hotel room as home.
I don't immediately.
Like, I'm like, I'm going to go home, and it's like someone I've been for like less than 24 hours.
I love hotels. I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Well, the great thing about being in a hotel is you can't do anything like in your regular life. If someone says, like, can you go, I can't, I'm in a hotel right now, so you're going to have to handle that for me. You're going to have to look into that. I'm in a hotel. I'm in a hotel world. Possible.
What's your first thing you put on the TV? Like, for me, I always look for Law & Order SVU.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I almost...
Or Forensic Files.
When I'm home, I got to go to New York 1 first.
Yeah, I would say local news because I love local news so much.
Yeah, but even if you're on the road, like you're in Cincinnati.
I love to check out somebody's like local news.
Yeah.
Something about local news is just great.
You like to get right into the comfort shows, though.
Yeah, I want a marathon. I want something I can go to bed to. Unfortunately, it's rape and crime shows, but
that'll help your dreams.
Or I guess HBO. But no, I want a marathon of shows.
I'll tell you that one thing that I'll get mad about is like when you're in a hotel room and you don't get all the HBOs and all the Showtimes and all the Stars, because I feel like I need 18 of those channels before I'll find one movie that I'll kind of watch.
If we're going to go into boutique TV dislikes at hotels, I would like to add, I hate when they don't have a guide that you can click directly
Agree,
to.
100%.
I hate when there's not a sleep button, and that's it.
That's the two things that you hate.
But the guide, when you have to when it's a separate channel, and you have to just watch it and not,
when you're back, just like the way we used to just use television, but now we can't imagine going back to it.
Well, now you can log into Netflix and Hulu.
On your TV?
At hotels.
Wow.
And then it logs you out when you're supposed to check out, which me and Annie, of course, did not check out on time. So it just shut down. We're like, I guess we should pack now. I guess it's time to pack.
Yeah, I also saw the picture of you coming back from the rock cruise when you guys were just all burnt out from days out there.
That was Molly. I didn't sleep for 48 hours. That was not good Molly. I was very upset.
Was that right?
Yeah, it was
just more speedy.
It was more speedy. Yeah. And I mean, we sent one of the boys to the infirmary. I don't know if Annie was here last week to tell you.
Yeah, she didn't tell us that.
So on the metal cruise, we hung out with all these Papa Roach and, very popular bands. But this guy, he kept being like, I have a high tolerance, so we kept giving him more Molly, and then he ended up in the infirmary.
Oh, God.
With like an IV in his hand and his arm.
Doing that while you're at sea? That's how, you know what I mean? Like, that's the lowest.
Well, he shouldn't have pretended he was a hotshot.
Yeah.
Don't say that you can handle more drugs than you can.
Everybody always feels bold when they're out at sea. You know?
Lisa Traeger's in studio. You can see an hour with Lisa Traeger, also featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early, 8 p.m. Tuesday, February 14th at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. Go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets.
And you saw Mateo drew my poster.
No, I haven't seen the poster. Yeah, he's great with that.
Yeah. He looks too good now. It's kind of annoying.
It is odd how ripped he is. He's just totally...
Well, it's just mostly disappointing because he eats like an animal.
Yeah, but because he works out all the time too. Oh, that's great.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
That is so
I'm lucky
cute.
he's my friend. Well, I called him to make me the poster, and he got bit by a pit bull 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
He got attacked by a pit bull, and he went into the coffee shop. He's like, a pit bull attacked me. And he loves pit bulls. They're his favorite. And this gay man just went up to him and was like, then don't touch my fucking dog. And he's like, well, let's switch information. I mean, I'm bleeding. And he's like, get out of here. And then ran away with his pit bull. So... he was attacked by his own kind in all the ways.
And they released the dogs on him. Now, is John Early, is he doing a set or what does he do?
Yeah, he'll do like I think they'll each do 15 minutes, Sabrina and John Early. Have you seen, John Early is amazing.
He is phenomenal and he's like, we're all obsessed with him right now.
Yeah, I know.
We watched that Search Party show.
It's
and then
so
he's got
good.
another show on Vimeo.
Yeah, I just watched it.
Is it great?
It's kooky as hell. It's so weird. I actually have a screenshot and it's Kate dressed. And so each one, the reason it's called 555, and I realized it midway through, is each of them have to do with a Hollywood thing. So it's like, each short is 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. One's about agents. One is extras getting makeup done. One is musicians. So it's like all this industry stuff. And they just play the most kooky, unaware human beings ever. And it's so weird and good. And it's $4.
That's it.
Did you watch the cancer movie, Other People?
No. Oh, yeah.
That was good, too.
Yeah. He's good and he's good all the time.
And he's nice. And he's good live. Yeah, he's like very nice. And we texted him to see how many celebrities he's been fucking since he's so hot and getting famous.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a good one.
It wasn't anybody.
It was like someone in a band that we didn't even care about. I'm like, really? Now, none of the Hollywood gays are trying to get you? That's crazy.
Who would you go for? Who's the hot Hollywood gay right now?
I have no idea. But if Tom Hardy's by, that would be a fun one.
That's the rumor, right?
Tom Hardy's bi?
That's what people say.
They keep and he's like, go fuck yourselves. I can fuck who I want. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. And like they keep, trying to bring it up in in interviews, and he's just like, why are you asking me that? There was one really great one where he's just like, just flat out was just like, why are you asking me this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Guys, I don't want to go viral. Because he looks like he could just headbutt you till you die.
He's the number one hot star right now, I think.
Is that right?
Looks why I think he's everything.
Jen, who is it for you?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, still. He seems like he's, been around a while, though,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I have inside scoop that he does try to fuck people all the time. So.
Really? Even though he's happily married?
I don't even think he's married, but yeah, they have kids. I don't know. I just don't trust any men. I just feel like they're all cheating and lying. And
her face when you just said that.
She got hurt?
No, she was excited. She was like,
oh,
okay. You're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah.
So you would fuck him?
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Even knowing that he has kids and a chick and everything?
That is hard, though.
Would you do it in front of the kids?
No.
If they were sleeping, like he put them up in a bassinet.
like they're not watching. That would be sick. But.
No, but that's what's crazy with these guys. So like we're on this cruise, there's all these musicians, and the weird vibe about being on with musicians is if you're a girl backstage, they just assume you're there to fuck. They really have no respect for women. And so you have to like kind of prove your worth in a way, and it sucks. It's annoying, and just the energy was really obnoxious. But once we were like, we do what we do, like, get over it. We're asking to look at pictures of their wives. We're, like, asking about dating sites. We're doing all this. They're still trying to fuck. And one of them, we were, like, talking about dating sites. Like, oh, I don't go on those. Just on the bed laying. We're talking about, like, the whole time. And then we look at his tagged photos on the internet. He's had a girlfriend for years. Years. I mean, you're all animals. It's, like, insane.
No one can deny that.
We're looking at a picture of his wife and child, and he's still like, you guys want to come back? I love to cuddle. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We've told you we're both on our periods. We like blatantly were like, we're bleeding from our pussies, looking at your wife, and they were still just like, you should leave things here in the room to come back for later. And it's like, what's wrong with you guys? Yeah. What is wrong with you? So these celebrities, it's like you're married, you're with Eva Mendes, and you still just...
It's not enough, though.
Yeah, it never is. Because, like, think about how often do celebrity marriages end because, somebody cheated on someone. You're like, for anyone else, you're going, why would you ruin that thing? Because it's really not about that. Like, once you have it, I guess, what, you don't care? Or
No, no one does it because they think they're ruining the relationship. That's the other fucking kind of brain damage that you have.
What?
You don't think, if I do this, I ruin this other thing.
No, you're just lying to the person that you promised not to do things with.
The thing about a lie is,
the tone that you started with this.
If it's not found out, it doesn't exist.
It's like a tree falling in the woods. No one's there. If no one finds out your lie, is it a lie?
Okay, that is a really good point. Life can go on as long as the lie isn't found out.
Yeah, so that means you're a terrible person if you don't have any guilt or shame or fear. I don't know. I just feel like relationships should just change. Like everyone should just be more honest. Like, why are you telling people you're going to do this thing if you can't do it?
Right. Well, I wrote this up the other day.
At the time, you don't know that you can't do it.
Like, if monogamy is not serving us well as a society, should it be, like, let's maybe take a look at it.
Here's the weird thing about it.
For us.
It's also in men to demand monogamy from their other.
Yeah, you're assholes. You want everything. And
I think we're judging too soon. I think we're still collecting facts at this point. Now,
I just say, like, women used to be men's property, and you still weren't nice. Like, we did everything for you.
Look, you're not saying anything that's false. But what if there is like a scientific thing to this that we just don't understand right now? This is biology.
Sure. Yeah. So women just have to start acting more like men.
Well, then we'd have just too many men, and we'd be like gays at that point.
Right. I mean, the gays are the most happy. I told you I went to a gay pool party.
No.
So in September, I guess I haven't been here in a while, me and Sabrina, we went to Palm Springs to do Molly and Wright and like, you know, be friends. And we ended up going and it was a gay pool party called Summer Tramp. And it was just the hottest gay men on blow up toy. I mean, it was beautiful. And they were all so happy because they were all married or in partnerships, but all fucking each other too. And it was like the happiest group of people I've ever seen.
Because they're honest.
I think it's because I think they're the least monogamous of all the types of relationships, but they still love each other. So a lot of gay couples I know are fucking everyone else too, and they're so happy and in love.
You know, that was part of John Early's thing in Search Party where he and whoever was committed at that moment, the other person was looking around.
Right, exactly.
It was very, very funny. Chris, you got to push this thing. It's big.
Lisa Traeger's in the
big
studio.
For Lisa, and it's big for us.
And now
I want to hear about it.
I just don't want it to be empty. I mean, nothing is more embarrassing. And it's happened to me before. Just when you're... Whatever, just promote it.
An hour with Lisa Traeger, also featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early, happening Tuesday, February 14th at 8 p.m. at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. You go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets, and on Twitter, it's @glittercheese.
Yeah, I thought he was too famous and busy to do the show, but I'm glad he's not.
He's popping fast, though.
Yeah.
It's really happening for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's great. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
like, he's very talented.
But it does seem like a kind of like a lot really fat. Like his name is just coming up a lot. Cause I feel like maybe the first time, I saw him was the, what was his,
Wet Hot American Summer?
Yeah, when he did the Wet Hot American Summer, like the Netflix show.
Yeah, the show.
And that scene was just like, I was immediately like, who the fuck is this guy? It was like,
characters.
Yeah.
Did you watch Kate Berlant's characters too?
That's the new one?
No, so you know.
Characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, it's great.
I loved Kate Berlant so much, the art one.
Yeah.
I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get rich enough and buy art.
I think that's where I saw him first, characters.
Yeah.
But then that Search Party was amazing.
It was really good. And like all the characters like had their own thing, but he just like stood out like crazy. Like I still think of like funny shit he did in that show.
And it was scary. That show was scary.
Yeah.
I was at the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
I did like a serious binge watch over the holidays.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. And with that last episode, I don't want to ruin it for anybody out there. I was like, what the fuck?
I can't wait for the next season. If they're going to do
I don't know how they're going to do it next season.
How are they going to be a search party? What's going to happen?
I know. I actually started yelling at Gail. Like, how the hell is it supposed to be next year?
Do you guys watch it together?
No. Because you saw something that reminded you.
Oh yeah,
of me.
because you had a crazy neighbor that was screaming. So I'm like, you got to watch this show. Watch the first episode. But like, it sounded like, should we call the police?
I literally had the exact same thing. Like me and my boyfriend.
I call the police all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. It's different in New York. I don't think in New York, but like anytime I saw anything, even if I see a couple fighting, I will stop and wait until it's resolved. I just I never want to be the person that saw a crime happen and didn't do anything about it.
There's a guy outside my window Sunday night. I heard a guy scream, "Help! Someone call the police. He's robbing me." And I didn't call the police.
Oh my God, Chris! What the fuck?
Well, he only yelled it once, and like
because he trusted that you'd call.
Well, it was not me. I mean, there were plenty of other people in the.
Do you know where it was coming from?
I popped my head out the window, and didn't see shit. So it was coming from the street, maybe like the avenue or whatever.
That happens a lot in New York where you're like, where's that scream coming from? And is it a drunk?
Well, the cops are also assholes. Once I saw a girl like really passed out, and obviously she was drunk, but like this guy was next to her. I just didn't trust what was happening, and I saw these cops. I was like, this girl's passed out. They're like, is she drunk? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Can you just make sure that man? Like, you're just standing here. Just go help.
Well, I've told this story before. Like, I had an experience where I was out walking my dog late at night. It was like 1 a.m. and I was walking along Prospect Park, and inside the park I could hear sounds that were definitely sex, but it sounded a bit non-consensual to me, and I started to really freak out. I'm like, I can't be certain. I don't know. So I'm just like, I'm going to call the cops because God forbid, like, what if somebody's in there getting raped? I have to call the cops. And they were so difficult with me and showed up and was just like completely unclear of why I would call She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, can you just go in there? And some guy like rolls up like in his true. He was like, yeah, I was in there. I didn't see anything. I'm like, well, you didn't even look. You didn't look at all. And then, but when they showed up, the first thing they said was like, who raped you? And I was like, I didn't say it was me. I didn't say it. Like, they were acting like I was being weird. Then they followed me home because they didn't trust me. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to start trouble. I just want to make sure that she was happily screaming and not screaming unhappily. That's all I want to know.
Bill de Blasio, or someone was talking about the NYPD and how great they are. My friend's a public defender in the city, and she said they are the worst. The most corrupt. And she goes, she's only worked with 2 cops that helped a case. She says they lie, they plant evidence. She goes, I would hate to be a victim of a crime in New York City because they will do nothing.
That is the most frightening thing I've ever.
I mean, when my building super climbed in the bedroom window, the cop, when I went to file a police report, they said they couldn't do anything because he wasn't jerking off or videotaping. I mean, whoops.
Well, he's not Kramer. You know what I mean? Something isn't good about
it's just
this.
people do that. They just pop in now and again.
I wish I want I want to be friendly with neighbors. One day, maybe.
No. It's hard to do.
Jealous of it.
It's hard to do.
It's so cool. The TV really fucked with us.
Yeah.
Thinking that we could all be friends with our neighbors.
I'm friendly, but not friends. Because with me and my boyfriend, one of us had to be friendly. He doesn't want to be friendly. But then later he goes why do they say hi to you and they don't say hi to me? I'm like, well, because they don't say hi to them. They just don't know you.
Dude, seriously, when I walk down the street with your mom, it's like she's the fucking mayor of my
my
block.
God. Well, that's
she
too
knows
much.
Everybody. And they stop her, and if I'm with her, I just keep walking along. And they're all saying, hey, are you coming to this thing? I'm like, oh my God, no. I go, I have to work. Whatever it is, that's when I have to work.
What's the one thing your wife loves to do that you hate, but you do it?
I would say be that social and kind and sweet to people and caring and checking on them. You know what I mean? That is more than I can possibly handle.
So are you going to a lot of birthday parties you don't want to go to?
No, I go to none of it.
No, she's saying what's the thing that you do, that she has
I don't do anything.
You don't do anything that you don't want to do?
She'll bring me a piece of cake home from her. And say, everyone loves you.
Is there one thing that she demands you go to?
I can't think of a single thing. No. I mean, I would do those type of things if she asked, more than that. We went to a Broadway play the other night, but.
Which one?
What was the name of it, Chris?
Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I like the clit song, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know what was surprising is just how much that audience enjoyed it. It's very edgy material. Mm-hmm. This kind of stuff that people act like they're offended by. They were fucking rolling. They were rolling like it was opening night.
Wow.
They were going crazy there. And there wasn't, it's been out for 7 years.
Yeah.
Before I saw it. And there wasn't an empty fucking seat anywhere. And those people were screaming at the end of the night.
Not to brag, but I do want to mention that March 16th, I'm going to Bette Midler in Hello Dolphin.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow, that's so exciting.
That would be the thing to say.
Yeah. I'm really, really excited. So it's the first week of previews.
You love Bette?
I do. I grew up on Big Business.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite movie. I watched it so much. The tape ripped. I love her so much. And I love that movie.
I got to see her as a kid. Just perform, she was phenomenal.
Her act?
Yeah.
Just any annoying Jew usually was a hit in the household.
Yeah.
We were excited.
But what about The Rose? Did you love The Rose?
The Rose?
Mm-hmm.
The Rose.
I don't know.
Her movie, The Rose.
No, I never saw it.
Holy shit. You're in for the best fucking moment of your life.
I can't wait.
So she's this Janis Joplin type chick, but she's not playing Janis Joplin. She plays the Rose, but she's the biggest female rock star of the late 60s, early 70s, and she's fucking drinking, and you would hang out with her. You're gonna fucking
I can't wait.
love this movie.
I can't wait. I'm going to buy it on Amazon.
Get it. Should we just stop? I would watch this anyway.
I'll make Annie watch it too.
Good. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't like it at all. No, I'm thinking.
No, I'm going to like it.
Can I come over? I want to watch the Rose.
Please come over.
Yeah.
We're trying to. Does Chris Gethard come on this show?
Yes.
We're trying to get him to come over to hate watch something. I went to his one man show.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I was good. Well, he was texting me one day and I was like, what's going on? Are you lonely? Like, and I was like, how's the show? He's like, it sucks. I talk about killing myself 8 days a week. He's like, it's a nightmare.
But I was laughing during that.
Yeah.
I was laughing during his suicide attempts. His pain is very,
and him singing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you see it, Gail?
I didn't see it, no.
You would love it. It's coming to HBO. He just signed it. He just did a deal with HBO.
I mean, everyone's just getting specials and shit. I mean, it's like a wild time right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's like 100 specials every week.
Yeah.
Chris, you're not plugging it all.
Lisa Traeger's in studio. An hour with Lisa Traeger featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early. That's happening Tuesday, February 14th at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. You go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets.
Is she going to love the rose or not love the rose?
No, I think you're going to like it. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know what I thought everyone said I would like that I didn't like? What's the Liza Minnelli? Or was it? No, Funny Girl. I didn't like Funny Girl.
Oh my God, I loved that movie so much.
At the end, she ditched her career. I mean,
that movie might have like changed me as a child.
Maybe I watched it too late. Mateo made me watch, and I was like, I don't know if I love it as much as a lot of other stuff.
Oh my God,
I felt
obsessed.
weird.
By the way, I should also mention that I saw Hello Dolly. I saw Carol Channing playing Hello Dolly. It was very elderly, obviously. Carol Channing playing Hello Dolly, but it was amazing.
Hello Dolly.
Wait, is there something that your boyfriend does with you that you know he hates?
Is there something that I can't do? This is probably just like hanging out with people he doesn't want to. Like for the most part,
He'll do it.
Yeah, like they're
your
like
parents.
No, not my parents. he loves you guys.
It's Super Bowl and bring the dog.
No. Like it's more like friends of mine that like everybody has those friends where you're like you've known them since you were like 17. You get that why they're annoying to other people.
Yeah.
But to you, they're like family. They're like cousins or sisters or something. It's not really like, you can't even be like, yeah, they suck, but so what? So, for him, he's just like, but I don't get why. Like, it's like, yeah, if I met this person today, she probably would drive me up a wall, but like.
Do you know exactly who she's talking about?
No, but I know the whole situation. We all have those friends.
Yeah.
So I get that completely.
Yeah, I've
like you have psycho friends that you keep.
Yeah.
You don't make psycho friends, but your friends are a little crazier than they used to be.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not even just that like, they probably bug him. They like do annoying shit to me too. Like they're the type of people who like tell an old story and you're just like, okay, enough. And they're like, remember that time you're so fucking drunk, you did it. And you're like, shut up. Like, why do we have to go through
Or when
the
they
same
start
shit?
lying about the story?
Yeah.
That's
or like,
annoying
you're
too.
like, it never happened that way. That's just in your mind. But that's probably the only thing that I'm just like, come on, can you please do me this favor and be here for this like party or for this birthday?
But you wouldn't rather him not be there.
No, like, and I also don't force him to go all the time. It's just like once in a while I like cash that in and I'm just like, come on, I need you there. Please be there with me. But like a lot of times I don't force him to like go to every fucking.
And you love their dog.
Love.
Yeah.
I got the vibe.
Yeah.
But everybody loves that dog. It's a very special dog.
She's very lovable.
But, by the way, take a look at this. There's Opie, and he is sitting in Anthony's studio.
Oh my God.
It's happening. It's all coming back together.
Is that real or is that photoshopped?
No, that's real. That's on Opie's.
They're friends again?
They're more than just friends. They're putting the band back together.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. They gotta be.
Yeah, why else?
Well, they failed apart, right?
No. They didn't fail. They're just, it's just different when you're not together,
Yeah.
It's like Simon and Garfunkel. That's Simon, here and Garfunkel here.
Sure.
They both did well. But when they get back together, it's Simon and Garfunkel.
That's like the Megazord.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's like, isn't that when all the Power Rangers become one Megazord?
One giant robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
So it's up on Opie's Instagram if anybody wants to see it.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
So is he still going to do his podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to do it all.
They'll probably, they'll probably move over in the podcast world.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing when grown men fight like that, right?
It's hard for it to be, it's very hard for people to be together every day for years at a time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like Gail's getting sick of me, probably. At least we had, you know.
Yeah, we had a good run.
Yeah, but I mean, we had 18 years.
Oh, yeah.
Before that even. You know, I mean, seriously.
That's it.
I mean, we actually.
What happened those other years?
No, but living together, then you moved out.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You moved out right at 18?
Well,
Yeah.
she went to college.
I went to
and never
college
really
and I never returned.
Came home. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I didn't.
I could not stop returning
I was
home.
living on the streets. I said, I won't go back.
I just kept dropping it. I just kept quitting jobs and moving back home.
Chris, you never moved out on your own, right?
No, but because I had to come back home to take care of my mom.
You just said come back.
You did
Come
say
back.
it.
Did you ever have your non-college apartment in New York?
No, I did not.
Okay. So that's cheating that you were in a dorm. You realize that, right?
I understand.
No one gives that as moving
Yeah,
out.
that's not your apartment.
Now, he is that New Yorker who lives in the apartment he was born in.
Well, also has never left New York.
Never left Astoria, really. This is the furthest west he's ever been.
I mean, it's this traveling to Midtown, yeah.
Oh, we got a Chris thing. So he and his chick broke up how long ago?
A year ago, maybe a little longer.
Longer, because we're February and last December.
Did she ever leave New York?
Yeah, she left New York. It's a year and a half, maybe.
Okay. So at that point, all of his friends dumped him because they chose her over him, right? Now, he just gets an email today inviting him to a Super Bowl party with how many of those friends?
Eight dudes.
After all this time, they haven't contacted him in a year and a half.
No other contact, just
And is
an
she
invite.
going to be at the party?
We don't know.
As far as I don't
You don't know.
Yeah,
You
I don't
have
know.
no
Exactly,
idea.
Yeah.
Are you going to go?
Don't know. I'm fucking.
It seems
working
like you
out.
like to cause problems. I feel
Well,
like
what's
you're
that
going to go.
It does seem like
My
you do.
vote was no.
Well, 'cause
My
you don't
vote was
plug
no.
enough.
I said
Like
fuck
plug and
them.
then we'll get into this.
Yeah, okay.
Lisa Trager's in studio, and you can see an hour with Lisa Trager featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early at 8 p.m. Tuesday, February 14th at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. Go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets.
Oh, even though we just keep talking about how great John Early is, I do want to add, I did see a new band on the Shipwrecked cruise called the Dead Deads. And they're very good. And I just want to.
And they're metal?
They're all girls and they mix so many genres of rock. It's amazing. Like it's go-go is fun. Then Ramones like punk rock and loose and fast. And then they also just like, she'll press on a pedal and just get so metal, and they all have long hair and they'll headbang at the same time. But they're all just like these hot rocker babes that are just amazing.
The Dead Deads.
Yeah, I can't
That was
stop listening.
Annie was rocking their hat the other day. Yeah.
We can't stop listening. They're so good. And they're going to be huge, I think. But yeah, let's talk about.
Let's get them a deal here.
So,
Cheers.
do you understand why your friends picked your ex-girlfriend, or were you heartbroken?
It was at the time, yeah, when it first happened, yeah, of course. Now
You
I'm
said
over
you
it.
didn't care.
Yeah.
You told us you didn't care when we said, why? You got to call your friends and see why.
Oh, no.
But it was so suspicious and weird. Like I started to feel like he did know, but he wasn't saying.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know if any of them started dating her?
I
that
don't
why?
believe so. I don't know. They could be.
Let's just say this. Chris got her from another friend.
Good friend of mine, yeah.
Why wouldn't you think
college.
that she went back to him?
I think because he's married now, he's like living upstate. As far as I know, it's the last time I heard
Stops
about
no one.
You do believe that.
I don't know. She could be.
You're not even curious about her.
That's over and done with.
I mean, if she's not at the party or at the party, does that change if you're going to go or not?
If she's at the party, there's no way I can fucking go there. No.
But here's the other thing.
Do you think it was an accident invite?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we were just thinking that was a possibility.
There didn't seem like a CC situation on the email.
Yeah, but if you email and they meant to email a different Chris and they just like your name came up.
Corrected.
Yeah, we're like auto
So
fill.
if I do show up, it'd be even better.
Here's the other thing. Check that line. What if she moved out of town? Like she moved to Miami with somebody else, and now they're like, well, now we can invite Chris back.
Oh.
Would that
how
make
long
you
were
feel
these
good
your
or
friends?
17 years?
No,
Long time.
I mean, there's so much to learn from this, but it's like they're either bad friends or you're a bad friend.
Yeah, that's why I was
Probably
thinking.
both. I mean, they
like-
got to be all scumbag Astoria.
I mean, I know
Fucking-
Chris, so he's part of the problem.
Have to
But I don't know them, so I'm not
Because
sure.
we had a friend, and he was dating a horrific girl for so long that after they broke up, her improv and sketch group took him out for drinks and was like, yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah.
But she's alone now.
No one will ever say that when you're together, though. No one will ever say she's a monster.
I did once.
But there still is danger in saying someone is a monster after they break up. Because you
absolutely.
never know. They can get back together and believe it. They will remember that you said it and you're the problem.
I just feel like as a best friend, my job is to be extra critical of anyone dates.
Do you you tell your friends immediately, I don't like your boyfriend, I don't like this guy you're seeing, whatever?
I mean, I just went through a crazy situation where I lived with my best friend and her boyfriend, and they're now broken up, but they broke up like 4 times as we were living together, and it put me in a weird place because she would complain to me, and then I would hate him, and then they'd get back together, and I had to be like, listen, I'm not going to be fucking nice to him, dude. And if this hurts our friendship for a little bit, that's fine, but I'm like, there's no way you're going to sit and cry to me about him, and then you want me to be polite to him? No. It's not going to happen.
You have crazy confidence. Like crazy confidence. You know what I mean? Like most people go, they might think what you're thinking, but they don't state it.
Right.
You state it.
Oh, since I was, always.
Yeah, since you were a little kid.
Yeah, I think it's because I didn't have rules in my house. So I was kicked out of class. I had detentions all the time. I got suspended. Like, I don't know. I've always had the personality and it hasn't stopped.
You always like to stand up even before you even knew what stand up was.
I'm for justice.
Yeah.
Oh, stand-up comedy wise. But yeah, if things aren't right. I mean, I also think so many of my friends are like these amazing people. When I see dudes treat them like shit, it's like, do you want a friend that's going to sit quietly? Like, is that what you want?
Chris, did you treat your chick like shit?
No, I did not treat her like shit. I probably drank too much and I was selfish.
And physically abusive.
I was never physically abusive.
You only saw her once or twice. And after all those years, you never offered to let her move in, even though you had this apartment that was cheap.
Yeah, well, the apartment's all fucking trashed. It's not in good condition.
You could fix the fucking apartment up.
Yeah. I
saw the building. It's a very nice building.
It is a nice building. I see other people's apartments.
How long were you guys together?
8 years. What's so funny?
That you wouldn't move in is crazy.
Not only that, you also said that you never had sober sex with her in 8 years.
No, there wasn't. No.
That wasn't a good relationship. Yeah.
We're better off, I said earlier, we're better off not together.
Yeah.
And we'd never get back together. Ever. Lisa Traeger's in the studio. An Hour with Lisa Traeger, also featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early, is happening Tuesday, February 14th at 8 p.m. at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. You go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets.
I'm trying to think if I have other friends whose boyfriends I don't care for, and I don't know. But
can't think of that.
I just have a hard time faking emotions. It's like, it could be a negative quality about me or a positive, depending on who you are, but I have a really hard time changing my face.
Right.
Or seeming engaged when I'm not.
I have a friend who is dating a person that I really dislike, but I just deal.
Is
like
it your
I
mom?
don't get.
Are you telling your mom again?
But also, as we get old, there's one of my friends is dating a girl we don't like, but she makes him so happy. And so it's like, we just have to grow up and get over it.
I would agree with that, because you don't know what she delivers.
Yeah.
She's good to him, and they're just so happy that there's no way we can say anything.
And the other thing, too, when it's about, it's a guy, right? It might be just her toes and nothing else. He's like, these fucking toes make me so happy. I'll put up with all the other shit. I'll put up with it.
If it brings you joy.
Yes.
Or it's like different qualities where it's like, I don't like how codependent they are. Like, it grosses me out.
Yeah.
Right. And so I put a lot of my own standards of what I want onto people. But it's like, I guess if they can't go home separately, it just disgusts me. But
particularly when it's about your own comfortability, I try to not. Because the guy that I'm thinking of he's like a classic mansplainer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
He's very controlling. He's like the expert of every subject that he knows fucking nothing about.
I wonder if we have mutual friends and we don't even know it.
But we just kind of deal with it, and we just kind of keep my mouth shut. And the other problem is I have other friends in the same group. Oh my God, I almost just said his name. I can't even tell you how comfortable I was in this conversation that I almost just said his name. But they're like, don't you love him? So then I'm like, am I fucking nuts? Am I crazy? But
you know what? I know so many hip chicks from when I was younger that married duds. Mm-hmm. And I'll go back and I'll see him I know this is an exciting fucking girl. Mm-hmm. Why is she with a dullard? But she's happy.
I mean, Andy and I talked about this where it's like, we were talking about My So Called Life.
Yeah.
And Jordan Catalano is an illiterate asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like from a young age, we're taught to like go for these damaged, disgusing, worthless men and help them.
Yeah.
But I'm not even taught, like, at
smart,
least,
sensitive.
can I tell you,
But
the
I
bad
think we
boy
don't think we deserve more.
I'm saying I understand the bad boy gimmick. I don't understand the dullard. Just a fucking dull dude.
Yeah, I think that has something to do, like, with
am I never going to be loved like this again? Because those people probably...
I'm not even
cater to
saying
them,
it.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that. I mean, they might be a steady whatever. Like, they know what he's going to do. But this dullness.
Well, do you know, like, think about it this way, even, like, how many girls, like, I don't know, I have a lot of girlfriends like this, who are like, they're, like, beautiful, they're smart, and it's just like, their dude is like, okay. Like, it's what way more often you see that than the opposite, where you're saying, like, she's okay, but he's, like, really smart, fantastic, and attractive.
Or it's girls going for, like, the nice guy because they went for all the bad
Right.
they've been assholes, so then it's, like, this guy that's nice to them, and it's like, oh, no one will ever be nice to me again. I have to, like, be with this boring person.
I bet that's who your ex is with.
Yeah, he's probably just, like, a really nice
But
dude.
is she, did she have an alcohol problem, too?
No, she's not at all.
Are you protecting her?
No, she was good. No, she smoked a lot of weed. That's about it, but nothing else.
Would you say she had an addiction to ink?
No, not really. She only a couple of tats.
I think I could have put it in a circus.
Not that many tattoos.
That's great. I just can't put for 8 years. Isn't it just annoying not to live together?
I don't know. I like being alone.
Okay.
Oh,
no.
I'm for separate bedroom. I'm like all for separate bedrooms. I'm a big proponent of that. Yeah.
Should there be a third bang room where you can meet?
You should just visit.
Just like a space. Do you want to come over tonight? Just like walk across the hall?
Or just hook out and then leave.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes you just want to be, like, if you eat too much, you just want to lay alone.
When I was a kid, there was my buddy on my block. I went to his house and he's like, this is my mom's room and this is my dad's room. And I felt like I was going to faint. I was like, what is happening? Everything is weird here. I got to get outside.
This is very different, but that's the first thing that went to my but I remember my neighbor, Katie, she had a rough life, but we all went to her house and she showed us her dad's pocket pussy. And it was like the craziest thing.
That would have been way outside of what I could have done.
He was like, she was like, my stepmom has a bad back, so he has to fuck this thing. I'm like, how do you know this?
Holy shit.
Oh, this should be in your hour. That should be it. All right, we got to wrap this up.
I guess it's a fun place to end.
It is. It's the perfect pocket pussy.
This is the same friend who threw. I had a pool table in my basement.
Yeah.
She took the 8-ball and threw it at my head, and I went unconscious. Fucking nut. But rough life.
At least if it wasn't the pocket pussy.
Yeah.
And it had fake hair on it and everything.
Oh, what the fuck? That's better than real hair.
Yeah.
Chris, give us a plug before we go.
Lisa Traeger's been in studio. You can see an hour with Lisa Traeger featuring Sabrina Jalise and John Early, 8 p.m. Tuesday, February 14th at the Nerdist Showroom in Los Angeles. You go to nerdmeltla.com for tickets, and on Twitter, Lisa's @GlitterCheese.
This is an amazing show that you're going to. I am very, very happy.
And if I make a profit, I'll give it to the ACLU, but I didn't want to write it just in case we didn't make money.
All right. That's it for us. We love you, Lisa, really.
Thank you
You're
for
just
having
so
me.
great. And we'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!